preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
It's Friday! You know what that means! We're back here once again on the Jeff Meacham Multiverse of Media live Watch All Event Series as we bring you our coverage, hashtag spoiler free, for AEW Rampage Grand Slam coming to us from the NYC. But I digress. Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media live Watch All Events. You know what this is, for I am the simple man of the simple brand and the voice of the JMN. And my name is Noel Foster. With me, as always, is my color analyst in all things wrestling to a degree. He is tonight the Grand Slam Renegade, CEO of Cast 18 Studios. JJ Williams, JJ, here we are again in our sprint of live Watch All Events. We went for Impact, we went through Opera Stadium on Dynamite. Now we come back and engage in 2 hours of Rampage with Rampage Grand Slam. And again, we are hashtag spoiler free. We know nothing except for what is to be seen. And I'm sure more is going to come out tonight as well. But how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. You know, it's good to kind of be wrapping up our trilogy of watch-alongs for the week.
Right.
I kind of feel like, and I know you're not a movie guy, so you may not get this analogy, but I kind of feel like this week is the Star Wars sequel trilogy. First two movies, same director. Middle movie, completely different director. We're bookending this trilogy of watch-alongs with AEW, and smack dab in the middle was Impact. A little bit of a different flavor, a little bit of a different change of course. Definitely wasn't a bad show. It was an amazing show. Each one stands on its own merit, but bookended by the same company with a little something different splashed in the middle there.
Absolutely. Again, wrestling offers something for all under any umbrella. It's just to what degree that you are actually engaged or entertained by what you are seeing, or in this case, viewing and hearing. And for those that are tuning in, whether for the first time or continuing, thank you again across all of our platforms here. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. And if you want to dictate the conversation regarding anything, Super Chat at Cat City Studios. Super Chat, it is as simple as that. Daniel, good to see you. 25 Perez, TTM, good to see you as well. And again, JJ, tonight, Rampage is 2 hours. And again, folks, for those that don't know, we are, of course, doing this Eastern Standard Time as we are hashtag spoiler free. So please do not offer anything regarding SmackDown, or if you were there live, or if you read anything. We appreciate you all being a part of the experience and appreciate that decorum that we want to show here. As again, we are hashtag spoiler free. We know nothing except for what's been announced tonight. And I'm sure more is going to follow because you got Build Towards Collision. And as we know, next weekend, there still is no rest because next weekend is Wrestle Dream. And I got to imagine there's going to be some stuff coming out tonight building in towards that as well, including our number one contenders for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, which, of course, Better Than You, Baby, will defend MJF and Adam Cole against the winner of a Fatal 4-Way. So why don't we go ahead and start talking about that?
Sounds good, but don't forget, Noah, prior to Wrestle Dream, we're also going to have my NXT No Mercy the night prior.
That's right. Of course, we'll run down Excalibur style, but a little bit of a normal format. Not only when stuff comes on screen for AEW, but of course, what's ahead when it comes to predictions, live watching events, and so much more. As of course, no DQ and the Jet Mission Multiverse Media have you covered in all things WWE and AEW. And as you alluded to, JJ, that is correct. Next week, your NXT takes center stage in California as they represent NXT No Mercy. And of course, City Predicting will literally be live 1 week from the day, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with at least you and me here across the Jet Mission Multiverse of Media, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for those participating in the NXT League, stay tuned, of course, for the forum and the updated leaderboard. And speaking of leaderboards, Purge for Passions. Work has been insane for me. The leaderboards for Impact and WWE will be updated in the upcoming week for those that have been waiting since Victory Road and Payback. And thank you for your patience. But yeah, again, there's no rest for us.
No, absolutely not. And before we get to the matches for tonight, we do have a couple segments that have been announced.
Why, Sammy? Why?
I'm sure that's what we're going to find out tonight. I mean, at the end of the day, Jericho would have done the same thing because he has done the same thing in the past. Sammy Guevara has been under the learning tree of the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, the Lionheart, the Ocho, the Painmaker, call him what you want. But Sammy Guevara has been under that tree since day one. He has taken many notes from Chris Jericho, and he outsmarted one of the smartest heel champions of the modern era.
One of the constant kings of reinvention and character development. When I looked at that moment, someone, I believe it was my friend Kim from AEW, brought up a great comparison. You remember WrestleMania 19 when a certain showstopper was being idolized and role modeled and in a one-on-one first time ever dream encounter with his hero? I think you all know who I'm talking about, Mr. HBK versus Chris Jericho. And why the win was done by the veteran in the end, same case here, it was the brash, arrogant, egotistical, hungry, up-and-comer. And that's still something to say back then for even Chris Jericho, considering his sprint in the industry at the time. What did he do? He took advantage, and he was the one that claimed the moment for more to follow. Tonight, we are literally looking at that retrospective here with Sammy Guevara after what a self-proclaimed, I'm going to call Lucifer, did to Judas. And we will see what the Invisible Hand and him have planned now that it seems they are working together. Is he officially part of the Don Callis family? Is Chris Jericho another target? Not primary priority number one, but a secondary target, like a secondary objective. We know who the next true target is for the Don Callis family. It's Kota Ibushi. It's just a matter of making the match official. And again, it all comes at the expense of Kenny. By God, Omega. Don Callis is literally trying to destroy two of the greatest competitors to come out of Canada and the wrestling industry. Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho. Here's chapter 2 of the Jericho saga. How does it unfold?
I'm not too sure, but I'm really curious to see it all play out. And to your point, somebody on social media put top and bottom Sammy and Jericho from Wednesday night, Jericho and Shawn from WrestleMania, and you could
Boom.
watch beat by beat, move for move, the ending of the match and how they copied, paid tribute, however you want to slice it, that particular moment. And it was so beautiful to see.
Don't you love don't you love just retrospective storytelling
Yeah,
in wrestling? I'm just saying.
exactly. Everything is cyclical.
Comes
And
full
this
circle.
is coming right back around for Jericho.
I guess we'll see soon enough.
It's so awesome.
And we'll see soon enough what is next for the Ocho and his previous compadre, the self-proclaimed Spanish god, Sammy Guevara. I wonder if that means his music is also gone too. But speaking of what's next, I haven't seen this guy born nasty a long damn time straight out of the NY area. One half of the former Proud and Powerful, with his first name back, might I add. Mike Santana is in action. Again, we have no idea who he could be facing. I imagine it's going to be a local Yonkers boy, but I also wonder, will he be trying to send a message to the new Ring of Honor World Champion and former running mate, Eddie Kingston? Eddie Kingston even said, there's no bad blood. I even respect what you all did. But they've also been friends. They've also been rivals. And again, anything right now could happen in the NYC, as we saw on Wednesday night. But this is a huge opportunity for Mike to stand out on his own. Show us, what has he learned? How far has he grown? What direction is he going to follow now that he's solo?
It's a very good point. You know, I don't know a whole lot about Santana or Ortiz. Not my LAX, damn it.
But you digress.
My LAX was Homicide and Hernandez.
I agree.
So I don't know a whole lot of these guys, but apparently it seems like they've got some serious bad blood going. I'm curious to see where this angle goes. But as you started to allude to before we started showing the images, this match.
You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah, I mean, again, you and I could talk about all 8 of these people to a different capacity based on what we know. But to sum it up simply, you have former Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions and a couple of teams that never even held those titles. You also have recognized teams of the wrestling industry, period. When you figure about the Hardys and the fact they've had over 20 different tag team accolades in their illustrious career, except in their current form, might I add, the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions was the Broken Hardys that took the titles from the Young Bucks back in 2000 and I believe 18. Someone could fact check me on that. I might have the year wrong. Then, of course, you have the OGK. You have the Kingdom. You have Mike Bennett and Matt Taven. They are literally the guys that have been hungry for these titles since the renaissance of Ring of Honor. As Daniel's been talking about here, he sees that Kingdom come. I mean, it would be the first time that Matt Taven ascended a purple ladder to success, but no ladder is going to be involved here, I imagine. It's going to come down to first pinfall or submission. Again, Matt Taven, former Ring of Honor World Champion, and also Matt Taven and Mike Bennett are former two-time Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. With the X Factor Maria Kanellas, they have to be the key favorite. The team that might be the most unknown, but you dig what I'm saying? What they're saying, that the man is alive. It is the Righteous, and the Righteous do have a victory over the Hardys in their Collision debut. Of course, talking about Vincent and Dutch. They are former Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions. And a long period of time ago, it was Vincent that was rolling alongside TK O'Reilly and Matt Taven, ruling Ring of Honor in their kingdom as the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions. And then you have truly the underdogs of the match here that I want to see win, finally get a moment, deserve an opportunity, deserve a championship run, if nothing else for their work ethic, one of the strongest win-loss records in the entirety of AEW's tag team history. The Best Friends. And here I thought before this company even existed, back in watching them in New Japan, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta were going to implode on each other. Instead, every night, they have given the people what they wanted. But we haven't seen what we truly want, I believe, that have been fans of them. And that's them as freaking champions. Regardless, you got to look at the dynamic of whoever wins this match will be facing MJF and Adam Cole, baby, at Wrestle Dream for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. So, JJ, looking at this field, thinking about experience, thinking about dynamic, thinking about the hunger, thinking about what they might offer, thinking about maybe history with being Adam Cole and MJF, particularly for two of these teams, if nothing else. What's your take on this field, and what's your pick?
This is hard for me because I want to go with the Hardys just by default.
I don't blame you.
You know, you talk about experience, you talk about legacy, and that's the Hardys to a T. Like you said, they haven't really held belts since coming to AEW.
Nope.
So it would be kind of cool to see them get that victory, get a shot at the titles, possibly even claim the belts from Better Than You, Baby. But what does that say for Better Than You, Baby if they can defeat the legendary Hardy Boys?
Exactly.
You know, as you said, Ring of Honor, TNA Impact, WWF, WWE,
HOG.
WCW champions.
Yep.
You know, to have a team with that kind of pedigree fall to Better Than You, Baby, they truly can claim to be the best.
Dan Wesley here correcting or fact checking me. I appreciate that, brother. And of course, we'll see again if Adam is caught up by Roderick Strong and if that narrative will continue to unfold. But right now, it feels like the Kingdom and the Hardys are the teams to go with, but never count out an underdog. I'm holding out for the Best Friends. Speaking of people that might win, the House always wins. Well, we haven't seen the House since the events that occurred at All In. As the Heartless One rises to the occasion tonight, it takes on Sky Blue, not in Chicago, but at NYC. Julia Hart, we have seen she has made a little bit of maybe future intentions known, scouting one Chris Statlander that will be involved later on in 6-person mixed tag action. Of course, Sky Blue, she is once again, like I said, one of the AEW originals that is on the rise, but Julia Hart, probably one of the best built and presented characters of the women's division at such a young age in her career. Ever since joining the friggin' House of Black last year, Julia Hart has been the force to deal with, whether she's behind the house or on her own. She also has one of the strongest windbreakers this year. I look at Sky Blue and I look at the up and down momentum between Ring of Honor, the ON, and AEW. But with Julia Hart now going back into, I think, singles action, Julia Hart's going to have any sort of merit or motivation to truly back up a claim towards challenging Stat where it's at, whether it's Saturday or some other day. And I think Julia Hart has to win here. I think the house needs to win.
You're doing a good job on selling me, brother.
I try. But I'm also being unbiased also on my thoughts, too, because you know how I feel about Sky Blue. Massive respect for her.
I know. I love me some Sky Blue, too. But you make some serious valid points about Julia Hart. And dare I say, next to that bitch Jade Cargill, probably the best built woman when it comes to character development, story, strength in her win-loss record. You know, Britt is Britt. She's the same shtick every week. There's really been no depth to the character. Same with pretty much everybody except for now this Storm gimmick that's going on.
Get the woman a friggin' star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but continue.
Hey, chin up, tits out, and watch out for the shoe.
Oh, God.
And you've got to put that emphasis on shoe. You can't just say watch out for the shoe.
Okay, Renee Paquette, avoid interviewing Tony Monroe because I feel like she's going to have a freaking fashion disaster. But I digress.
Yeah, if we can just keep Renee Paquette away from Tony and Aubrey Edwards away from the Jarretts, it'll be a great day. But I digress.
Yeah,
But yes,
yeah,
Julia Hart, back to this, like, I want Sky Blue to keep the momentum going that she has. She's been so well built, especially over the last 6 months. But there's just something about Julia Hart's character that intrigues me.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole lot about Sky Blue that intrigues me, and none of it has to do with her character. There's a lot about Julia's character that intrigues me, and that's the difference here for me.
That's fair. That's fair. Again, Sky Blue comes in with more experience than Julia Hart, of course, because Julia Hart was really built out of the Nightmare Factory. And congrats to Julia Hart, that is the case, Wesley. But again, the fact of the matter is, this is the first time I believe these two are actually going also one-on-one. And I think about momentum, I still think it favors the house because Julia Hart right now has been the most preserved. But speaking of preserved, how much more punishment can Darby Allin's spine take? Because Jesus, man, you are truly relentless. But even the spirit has a breaking point. Something's got to give here. But if there's one thing I know about AEW, and there's one thing for sure about Sting, he doesn't lose in AEW. But here we have a tag team match. And thank you to everybody that's watching across all platforms as we bring you in Tony Giovanni Control Room style. It's Darby Allin and Sting once again on AEW Rampage Grand Slam in tag team action. This time not taking on the house, but taking on the self-proclaimed face of TNT and the best father, Christian Cage, and his right hand destruction and the true TNT champion, despite the fact he's never freaking carried it, Luchasaurus. As we know, we saw Luchasaurus obliterate Darby Allin at AEW All Out, and Christian Cage was looking to end it with one final note, a concerto. So the entire locker room drove them away. Now Christian Cage has thrown this Hail Mary towards Darby Allin, and it literally might be truly his last chance. Darby Allin somehow survives this, win or loss. Tomorrow night on Collision, it is Darby Allin versus Christian Cage versus the Swords in triple threat. Darby Allin has beaten Christian Cage in singles action. Sting and Christian Cage, they haven't locked up since friggin' TNA. The last time we saw Darby Allin and Sting involved here, though, they got assistance from a very unlikely ally, Ingrid Muda. And there's been that entire thing in the back of everyone's mind, the opportunity for the perfect tag partner to make an impact in AEW. Does that still remain to be seen? And does that come into play in this match? Does it make sense to come into play in this match? That's a whole different conversation. But if Darby Allin's going to have some sort of freaking living will going into tomorrow, I got to consider that he's going to be, no, he's not, King Mike. I got to consider Darby Allin to win this. And you're not going to get rid of Sting out of this. You're not.
Yeah, and again, before I start saying anything, once again to the chat, if you know what happens with this match because of spoilers, please do not give it away. But I still go back to the promo that was cut last week when Christian talked about not having his regular partner.
Exactly.
You know, we all know Luchasaurus is not his regular partner.
No.
That would be one Adam Copeland, the former Edge. Could he possibly debut here? I mean, don't get me wrong. I like me some Luchasaurus, but I think Edge and Christian versus Steen and Darby is more money.
I think it reeks of awesomeness, personally, but continue.
Especially in a stadium like Arthur Ashe. You know, we think about the people that have debuted at Grand Slam. We talked about it on Wednesday. Soraya debuted a year ago.
Yep. Homicide showed up out of nowhere and helped Lance Archer and John Moxley and Kingston against Minoru Suzuki and Lance Archer.
See, so Grand Slam has history here with this type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that huge cloud is going to loom over this match until we get there. I definitely think Darby is going to get the victory. I think we're going to get to the triple threat match at Collision, where, dare I say, I believe that Christian will truly become the TNT champion.
Oh, Lord.
Because let's be real, to Keen Mike's point, everyone already assumes he is the champion. And that belt on his shoulder, as you admitted on Wednesday, has brought prestige back to the TNT championship.
Damn it. Yeah.
In the words of the recently terminated Phil Brooks, tell me when I'm telling lies.
You're not. No lies detected. But that being said, you also got to consider the triple threat tomorrow. What is the freaking foundation or layout of a triple threat? Buffer? Ball person.
Mm-hmm.
Darby Allin has already pinned Christian Cage in one-on-one action. He has not overcome Luchasaurus during in-ring action. This might be the only time Luchasaurus looks vulnerable, considering you have the Icon backing up Darby Allin this time. You didn't have that at AEW All Out. So again, that is a difference maker there. And also, as Christian Cage alluded to, tomorrow night, Sting is banned from ringside. That has to be somehow playing in the back of Darby Allin's mind. And I'm sure Darby Allin wouldn't want any other way, because Darby Allin's not going to show you any sort of weakness. He's not going to complain. The guy literally will throw his life on the line, because that's how important he carries that TNT championship ever since the late great, God rest his soul, Brody Lee, and winning it off the title against the inaugural champion, Cody.
Let me ask you this, Noah. What happened in the AEW women's title match at All In?
Oh, well,
Saraya pinned who?
Tony Storm.
Christian pins Luchasaurus.
Now, here's the thing. Hi, Jeff. Finger poke of doom style, or picks the opportunity and spears the man?
Takes the opportunity. Darby is about to beat him. Unprettier. Christian picks up the victory.
And Christian protects the TNT title for himself and Luchasaurus, himself only. But I digress. Speaking of titles, you see two titles involved in this match. We have the previous AEW National Champion, badly bruised but still freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, teaming up alongside the FTW Champion Cook and fellow best friend and TBS Champion Chris Statlander, because that's where it's at, taking on 2.0. Daddy Magic, Cool Hand Ange, of course, talking about Matt Menard and Angelo Parker alongside the star of the show, Anna Jay. Now, clearly, this match is about Anna Jay trying to once again plead a case to challenge for the TBS Championship after previously filling against Chris Statlander in the AEW Dynamite main event during the early start of Chris Statlander's run. As far as Orange Cassidy goes, he used to be a champion. He respects Hook, though. I don't think this is going to set up an impromptu FTW championship. I think Orange Cassidy right now is just trying to figure out what he can be without being the international champion that meant absolutely everything to him. That's a whole different conversation. And as far as that match with Cool and Ange, you want to taste a sports entertainment? Well, here it is. Something tells me Hook's going to red run one of those two to sleep. And I think Anna Jay is still going to be left in the casting line, not in the lead row, to challenge for the TBS title again. I got to go with Hook. And if nothing else, Hook's an NY boy. I don't think they're going to have the NY boy lose.
I mean, Hook's team can lose without Hook being defeated. You've got to wonder what kind of shape Orange Cassidy is in after that defeat by Jon Moxley. How much has his body recovered and healed? How much kinesio tape is he still rocking?
Probably everywhere.
You know, and Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Ange may not be the most technically sound individuals, but if they can take the opportunity and the advantage over Orange Cassidy, isolate and dissect, it's all it takes. It's 3 seconds.
Yeah, I suppose. Again, all it takes is 3 seconds. And again, Orange Cassidy, this I feel like depression and trying to find himself. losing here, it does probably make him question himself even further. Might literally say more than whatever, maybe what's next. But I just feel like right now it's just a feel good moment.
And then if Orange Cassidy takes the fall, could start a program between him and Hook, because Hook technically lost in New York.
True.
Even though he didn't get the fall, his team still lost. He still got an L.
Again, wins and losses matter in AEW, even if you're not involved in the decision or indirectly part of that side of that decision. So again, there's a couple of things that can come out of this now that you say that. And of course, Hook previously defended the PW Championship against, I believe it was Angelo Parker, and put him to sleep in the Red Room. So we'll see what happens. And meanwhile, speaking of things that will happen, listen, Scissors in the chat. You believe the Acclaim will retain as they once again continued their world tour as the AEW Trios Championships, scissoring everywhere possible. The Acclaim and Daddy Ass defend the titles against the Dark Order. This will be the Dark Order's, I believe, third chance at claiming the Trios Championships after falling short in the inaugural tournament against the Elite last year at AEW All Out. And with this newfound dark nature, if you want to call it that, since that fight without honor against the Righteous, at the last Ring of Honor pay-per-view, big chance for them. But again, everybody loves the Acclaim. Last year, the Acclaim made a moment, becoming AEW Tag Team Champions against Swerve and Our Glory. Even if the ball was dropped the previous pay-per-view, that's a conversation for a whole different open mic night. Go check that out. Yes. That being said, if this is Daddy Ass' last golden run, I don't think they're going to cut it off this soon after they've only had, I believe, one defense of the Trios titles too. I believe the Acclaim will retain, and that's a mic drop.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I saw them unveil those championships, and I was like, okay, I want to get one of those. And then I saw AEW offer authentic replicas, and I saw the price tag, and I was like, Tony Khan, you can kiss my ass if you think I'm going to pay $4,999 for a limited edition, one of 10 replicas of the Acclaimed Trios tag titles.
To be fair, there are people that actually will do that.
I know they will. I'll go on eBay and I'll find an overseas seller that's hawking one for like $150.
Hey, the holiday season's right on the corner, and that's very well a possibility. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, don't get me wrong. I thought those belts were awesome. I was like, yes, I will get me one of those belts. Me, you, and Jeff, the Acclaimed Trios titles, hold it down. And then I saw that. I was like, no. Not for that much.
If I hit the lottery, I'll personally buy one to give out to the Jet Missionary Multiverse via just random draw. But yeah, that ain't happening. Prayers for passions.
Yeah, you figure that's $15,000 right there for 3 of them. It's like, you know what I could do with $15,000? I could probably buy me a decent car.
Same. It's something I've definitely considered, but that's
just saying.
Again, but besides that, the fact that the titles are way overpriced, I think it's safe to say the Acclaim will retain tonight.
Agree, and that brings us to this.
How finna you save this? Because this literally has the money, because we in the money. Enough of that. Sorry, enough of that. Okay, seriously, folks. Ring of Honor World 6-Man Tag Team Championships. Of course, the Mughal Embassy have been the, I feel like at this point, longest reigning, most dominant Ring of Honor 6-Man Tag Team Champions, especially since the company's reboot. However, Bullet Club for life, aka now known as the Hung Bucks, are previous Ring of Honor 6-Man Tag Team Champions. They held them for 201 days, won them back in 2017, beating Don Castle and the Boys, only to lose them to SCU at Ring of Honor 60th anniversary. So they are no strangers to these titles. Every makeshift trio and even founded trio, though, in Ring of Honor have failed to overcome the Mughal Embassy. But this trio is a whole different animal that I don't think even Prince Nana and his dancing saw coming. And I'm just going to put it out there right now. I think the Mughal Embassy deserves to remain the Ring of Honor 6-Man Tag Team Champions and keep the money. But with the whole idea of Wrestle Dream and Swerve and Hangman also probably being domino effect in this, I feel like one match is going to win for one side, the other match is going to win for the other. Where's the bigger win? I think it has to be singles on pay-per-view. But I'm not sure which way I'm looking at that yet, based on Hangman Adam Page's past and also Swerve's win-loss record as of late, too. But here's my thinking on this match. I want the Mogul Embassy to retain. So much to the point, if the Humbugs actually win this, I'll do Prince Nana's dance before we go off the damn air. But I think the Mogul Embassy needs to continue their momentum. I don't think the Young Bucks more so need this personally, because I don't think you need the Humbugs right now in Ring of Honor. Or I don't think you also need Ring of Honor six-man tag team representation at AEW, considering the Young Bucks are former trios champions. I feel like, yes, another accolade, but then what do you do with the Mogul Embassy at this point? Again, it's the strongest presentation of Brian Cage since he's been part of AEW. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the Mogul Embassy retains. Now, what does that mean for Wrestle Dream? I think it does mean that you could see an upset, because it wouldn't surprise me if the leader, or the buyer, might I add, hey, how about this for a business merger, of the Mogul Embassy, Swerve, does not come into play here as a factor. Mogul Embassy retains, in my opinion, though, but this very well could be the only title change I see tonight, and that kind of worries me. JJ, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, like I was looking at this at first, and I'm like, okay, as much as I hate it, the Humbucks are going to take this. But then you reminded me, and I was looking at the images, and Hangman has a match at Wrestle Dream against Swerve.
First time ever.
And if they were going to win, that means the belts couldn't be defended at Wrestle Dream.
Correct.
So I do say Mogul Embassy retains. That way they can defend them against perhaps a New Japan contingent at Wrestle Dream, even if it's just an exhibition match.
Well, I mean, they did the same thing at Forbidden Door, too, if you remember, during the freaking 0 hour. And again, they've been every trio that has been put in front of them. As the clock hits 10, and that means that our feature presentation, JJ, as we just went for the card, about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rampage, and it's Friday. You know what that means. We are back here once again with live play-by-play commentary coverage from Arthur Ashe Stadium virtually as we present AEW Rampage Grand Slam. And the countdown has officially begun to work everyone as me and the Grand Slam Renegade, JJ Williams, bring you in. Time for our opening contest. And we're opening up with Darby Allin and Sting and Christian Cage and Luchasaurus. And JJ, here we go, man.
I don't care if it's a knockoff. I love this fucking entrance theme.
I know. Luchasaurus, by the way, our 97-day reign as TNT champion again. So far, since defending again, Shawn Spears, Brock Anderson, and of course, Darby Allin. But you see who's wearing the strap around his waist. That is one, Christian Cage, who's once again out to work Darby Allin to the point he won't even be able to show up last tomorrow night. But if he does, tomorrow night, the TNT champion will be defending in triple threat action as Darby Allin gets one more chance, this time against both Luchasaurus and Christian Cage. Yeah,
really quickly for Wesley, because it had popped up by the time we had moved away from this. The great thing about Edge's music is that WWE just licenses Metalingus. So all Tony's got to do is pony up the funds, and Adam Copeland could use the exact same song in AEW if he wanted to.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, that's still a big what if. What's not a what if is the amazing record Darby Allin's had this year. You see that in singles action outside pay-per-view, he's been 10-0, and he's won over 19 singles matches. Of course, Sting, well, I mean, what can you not say about Sting when it comes to what he's done at AEW, flying like freaking New Jack at the age of 63, crazy bastard.
What can you say about Sting about what he's done in this business for the last 30 plus years?
That multiple time TNA champion, WCW champion, NWA champion. He is a freaking icon for a reason.
Yeah.
And that's just some of his stuff, by the way. I'm not going to run down the whole resume because that belongs prior to this match.
For real. Member of the Horsemen, member of the New World Order, faced Triple H at WrestleMania.
Main Event Mafia.
Yeah. Like the accolades that Steve Borden has are longer than the list of Jericho.
That's saying something. Now we're talking about the list, right? Not the lexicon, right?
Both combined.
Fair enough, and that's
And
still probably
Jericho's
accurate.
list of 1,004 holds.
Most of them being armbar,
That's
armbar,
right.
submission point, armbar. Whoa! And speaking of arms, front arm first on the top rope as Sting and Christian Cage go to the outside. TNA. Bell rings are underway. By the way, for a traditional tag team match, one person leader on each side. And Nick Wayne, by the way, in Darby Allin's corner. And let's not forget, it was a conscious choice to save Nick Wayne from a concerto that inadvertently, I think, cost Darby Allin the TNT title.
Darby with that great suicide dive through the top and middle rope.
And just got headbutt in the heart for his troubles by Luchasaurus. That's always a hot stopper, pun intended.
Yeah, for
Again,
real.
welcome to our coverage of AEW Grand Slam Rampage here on the WWE Media. We are hashtag spoiler free. Jesus.
You got to wonder about Luchasaurus and those horns doing moves like that.
Yeah, and like puncture a lung if you're not careful. And
Or
Darby
his
Allin,
heart.
Darby Allin's head might have been punctured after he went literally whirlwinding off the ring post, off the entranceway. And that's an elevated entranceway, JJ. Let's not forget that ramp is elevated above the ring.
Yes.
That was a hard fall.
Steen already going to check on his partner, his protege, if you will. His Padawan learner.
The guy that literally convinced Sting that you can still wrestle, you can still do this. And as Darby Allin literally said, his best friend. Darby Allin able to break the count. Luchasaurus drags the carcass of Darby Allin to Christian Cage. Christian Cage with the tag. And of course, Christian Cage taking the opportunity, quote unquote, to prey on Darby Allin ahead of tomorrow. Again, these two went to a 30-minute classic on Collision. And Darby Allin got the better of Christian Cage. He hasn't lived it down since.
And keep in mind, Noah, there was a time not that long ago, probably about 5 years ago, where there was a huge question mark as to whether or not Christian would ever wrestle again. He had that surprise appearance in the Rumble reuniting with Edge and then became All Elite not that long after that. And he has really had another career resurgence here in All Elite Wrestling, much like he did over in TNA Impact back in the day.
Yeah, except instead of Tonko, he's got Luchasaurus, and he's got a title to back it up. And speaking of titles, still to come, mixed trios match with the FTW and TBS Championship, alongside Orange Cassidy taking on 2.0 and Anna Jay. And of course, the Acclaim will defend the trios gold, looking at Scissor and Grand Slam here against the Dark Order. And of course, the Ray Barber 6-man tag champs on the line. We'll go Embassy defends against the Hung Bucks. Bullet Club previously, we have our 6-man tag champs. And that and still so much more to come as we are here for 2 hours as this is Rampage Grand Slam.
And maybe it's just me, Noah, going back to your point. I feel like Luchasaurus is an upgrade from Tomko.
Oh, I agree. You kidding me?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked Tomko. He was a good big man, but Luchasaurus has got just this insane agility that you wouldn't expect a man of his size and his build to have.
Considering the man's a former AEW World Tag Team Champion and has literally hung with the likes of Wardlow, to your point, and can flip like Keith Lee, like he literally is limitless, I definitely understand what you're saying. As for right now, I'm resting my quiet picture in picture. The action still continues. Of course, Saturday nights are all right for fighting, but Saturday nights are also all right for shenanigans. So stay tuned tomorrow night for a very interesting, as always, open mic night. Still here,
yes.
And so much more, as always, the Jumping Multiverse Media bringing you content every day in all forms of entertainment. Oh!
Lots of stuff to discuss. A lot of it news that broke yesterday between all the releases, between the announcement of WWE having an Elimination Chamber in Australia, about SmackDown moving to the USA Network. Don't know if you heard the news today. Matt Riddle has been released as well. Add his name to the pile of everybody yesterday.
Bro.
So definitely a lot of stuff to discuss. Arguably, probably the biggest name that got released over the last 24, 36 hours.
I think I still get that to Dolph Ziggler, considering he's a former WWE World Heavyweight Champion and also has longevity, but I digress.
I hear where you're coming from on that, but Riddle's actually been featured on television more recently.
That's fair.
On the main brand, and not as just a jobber.
Ouch, but fair. You're not wrong. And again, we'll talk much more about that, folks, on Open Mic Night tomorrow night. So stay tuned. Darby Allin trying to get back in this fight, though. Oh, and Christian takes him down with an elbow. As we're back in the cover, hooking a leg and a 2 count only. Christian Cage nearly taking Darby Allin out during the picture-in-picture that was only 90 seconds long. As Christian Cage and Luchasaurus are in full control right now of this match. Again, this
great tags back and forth, just keeping the fresh man in.
Again, isolate, dominate, keep your opponent in your corner, and quick tag succession. Don't use more energy than you need to. Oof!
And you got to figure, we were talking earlier about the Hardys as tag team specialists, legends in the division, all their accolades. Christian can get his name thrown right in there. How great of a learning tree has Christian been for Luchasaurus?
How about that tag team offense as Sting comes in immediately to break the fall? To your point, the awareness and savagery of Christian Cage, catching Darby Allin, whiplashing his neck across the top rope, and then literally catapulting him into the grip of Luchasaurus into a choke slam that would have been probably a near fall, but Sting didn't let it become a 1 count. And Christian Cage Savannah dives and hits nothing but canvas. And this is a pinnacle moment right now for both men, but Christian Cage stands between Darby Allin and Sting from getting the tag. Another thing we got to consider in this whole Darby Allin dynamic, nice sunset flip. Never mind. Tag to Sting. The influence of Nick Wayne, of course, that literally has had Darby Allin as a mentor. And, of course, A.R. Fox, who literally was a mentor to Darby Allin. A.R. Fox, nowhere to be seen. And I wonder, again, is that wearing on Darby Allin's psyche? Oh, man, what a spine buster. And Nick Wayne's that matter. Because Nick Wayne and A.R. Fox, they still aren't on the best of terms after A.R. Fox assaulted him in his own home. Ooh. Sting stacking him up like Cornwood. 2-for-1 special. Stinger splash in the corner. Again, how the hell is this man doing this stuff at 63 years old? Fuck!
Scorpion Death Drop, setting him up.
Yeah, but Darby Allin literally lunging himself at Luchasaurus, trying to take his eye. And I think Luchasaurus is the legal man, and Darby Allin right now, and Sting looking for a 2-for-1 on Luchasaurus. Coffin drop, Scorpion drop combination.
It could be all it needs. Get the pinfall there, Darby. Secure your opportunity for tomorrow on Collision.
But Sting's still legal right now, JJ. But Darby does want the tag because he knows Christian Cage is alone, and Christian Cage is the legal man. Wow, shotgun drop kick. And how long has Darby Allin been waiting to get his hands on Christian Cage? And Sting making sure Luchasaurus will not be a factor. Once again, though, referee Stephon Smith distracted. Christian Cage takes advantage and might be looking to flip the switch. Kill switch engage on Nick Wayne. Oh, wait a minute, Darby. The roll through the stack up two. Got him. Wow.
Referee was a little out of position. Christian's shoulder looked like it was up there at 2.5. I need to see a replay on that.
Yeah. Well, the referee's decision, though, as you know, JJ, being a worker yourself is fine, though. Like Christian Cage, again, apoplectic, and as furious it looks like right now at Nick Wayne. And let's not forget how much Christian Cage has been trying to work Nick Wayne to go against Darby Allin, or maybe be under his tutelage at the point that he literally wanted to get a hold of his mother on Instagram. You sick, perverted bastard.
Luchasaurus looks like he's about to go after him, but Christian holding him back.
Yeah, and again, tomorrow night, Darby Allin will have one last chance for the TNT Championship. Can he overcome the self-proclaimed face of TNT, or is it truly them now and forever? We'll find out tomorrow night on Saturday night, AEW Collision. But tonight belongs to Darby Allin and Sting. And coming up next, Mixed Trios match will be underway as Orange Cassidy will, of course, be set with Hook and Chris Statler taking on 2.0 and Anna Jay. All
Got
right.
a quick super chat from Walter here. He overheard us talking about Riddle. Said, so what was Riddle's reaction to the news? Hey, Matt, sorry you're gone. Matt replies, bro. And that's the end of the call.
Damn. I mean, it sounds simple enough. I mean, seriously, that might be it. Thanks, bro. Bro,
Right.
That's it. I mean,
King Mike says, whoa, indeed.
Well, I mean, yeah, the float over with the freaking cover and the jackknife, that was very good by Darby Allin. Firm base as well. And Christian Cage didn't know what to do with that.
Walter,
That was
thank you very
stunning.
much for the super chat. Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you, brother, as always. And
Which 6-man did they say was coming up next?
that'll be the mixed one with Chris Statlander and Anna Jay and 2.0 and Cook and Orange Cassidy. Again, to go with your point, is Orange Cassidy trying to find some sort of like, bounce back? Or is he just, the guy that says no matter what, he will always be here for the fans because this is his passion and he absolutely does love this, even if his body absolutely hates it. He already talks about how tired he is. At least now he doesn't have to carry a backpack.
Yeah, true. No added weight on his shoulders for the time being.
Yeah. But I'm sure he misses that weight already. Just saying. And of course, Chris Statlander, still our TBS champion. Hook, our new FTW champion after beating Jack Perry back at AEW All In and reclaiming the family heirloom. And please follow
maybe it was just me, Noah, but did you notice when they were doing the Rampage intro, they still had Jade Cargill in there?
Yes,
Throwing that out there, seems kind of weird to me. She's supposedly with the WWE. Creative has her listed as a high priority, but she's still on the Rampage intro. And not in a negative way either. Not like she's getting beaten, but she's standing there like flexing her muscles and stuff like, look at me, this is where I am.
This is the status quo on Rampage. Again, it might just be one of those things that they haven't updated yet because, again, unlike Collision, they don't really update Rampage on a weekly basis. Collision literally is updated based on who they're showing, and I love that. Again, Collision feels like as old school as Premier Wrestling weekly content that I used to remember watching when I cared about TV a whole damn lot more. I love it. Can't wait for tomorrow night.
I love the Collision product. It definitely gives that old school feel.
Yeah. And let's see here. King Mike, Jade Bidding War, JJ?
Nope. Jade is pretty much locked in with WWE at this point, my friend. Somebody posted a thing earlier today, and it was like, what if Deonna Purrazzo, Jade Cargill, and Kairi Sane all debut in the Women's Rumble next year?
If WWE can actually book a rather decent, current, focused women's division, I'd be all for it. Again, I still have major criticism when it comes to the current booking of the WWE Women's Division, and I have heavy evidence to support that. Hello, Rhea Ripley. Where's your challengers?
Yeah, I was going to say, I know you do, and I don't argue you, but what a way to kick off a new year and start a ball rolling in the correct direction. They already have announced Kairi Sane is re-signed. They just haven't debuted her yet. I think the rumor was that they had to finish up some dates in Japan before she could become clear of her schedule.
Exactly. And speaking of clear, it is clear as day that stat is where it's at. She still is our TBS champion, not only overcoming that bitch in what is one of her best matches ever, but also overcoming the Doctor last week on Collision. She is currently 14-0, JJ, in singles action since her return from injury at Double or Nothing, claiming the prize, tagging alongside truly one of her best friends in and out of the industry, I would say for life, and our former incredibly bruised but freshly squeezed AEW National Champion Orange Cassidy.
And arguably the greatest Titantron in the history of Trons.
I agree. Again, as we also talked about, this is his first match since losing to Jon Moxley. A record this year of 22-1. Put that in perspective, folks.
Yeah, and we know who the one was.
And Jon Moxley, get well soon. As we did learn, he may have suffered a concussion, but he has cognitive enough, and it seems like he's okay. But also, we are here in New York, and that can only mean one thing. Santa Hook! Donning, of course, the Taz Orange.
Well, jack-o'-lantern action there, getting ready for Halloween is Hook.
Well, I guess the treat that keeps on giving is our current two-time FTW champion with a record of 36-1 in his career, the cold, hard, handsome devil, straight out of the 730. That is Hook. Again, we talked about Hook and Orange Cassidy. Incredible respect with these two champion mentalities. Again, Orange Cassidy, he is the anomaly you didn't know you wanted to see in the wrestling industry, nor what he was capable of. And Chris Statlander, again, she literally has put on point with saying it wasn't for Orange Cassidy, she would not be back in professional wrestling. And again, Hook, still so much promise and potential with him. We still don't know what he's fully capable of, and he's already impressed the hell out of us.
Yeah, he has. You know, I automatically wanted to hate him being the son of Taz because there's a lot of bad blood throughout the Jeff Meacham multiverse of media and the Casa D18 studios with Taz. But much like Orange Cassidy, Hook is a kid who has just impressed me week after week with his work ethic. Honestly, so have these two gentlemen that are coming to the ring right now. I know they're a couple of goofballs with some stupid shtick and gimmick. You know what makes Daddy Magic's nipples hard?
Oh, God, you had to say it.
I'm just saying, but
Damn
you
it.
watch Daddy Magic and Ange in the ring, and man, they impress me every time they get in there, especially when they team up as a duo like this. They have got such great in-ring chemistry.
Such a
Let me ask
positive
you, Noah,
effect.
what is more annoying, Daniel Garcia's woo dance, or do you know what makes Daddy Magic's nipples hard?
Oh, no contest, Daniel Garcia, because he still does it. I haven't heard Daddy Magic say that line quite a period of time. I don't expect him to say that here either. Bell Rays are underway. It looks like we're going to start off with Matt Menard and Hook, referee Bryce Rensburg here. We also got, of course, Anna Jay, who previously challenged Chris Statler for the TBS Championship and fell short. But also, Big Hoss, Jake Hager's in the corner.
Without his hat.
I'm about to say, he doesn't like that hat anymore. I used to like that hat. I don't know about you.
And I heard Jake Hager had left the company, so with this being taped, this may be his final appearance.
I mean, again, he's still also undefeated MMA. He has that going for him as well, the background there. And of course, as I said also during our pre-show, it was Cool Hand Ange that previously challenged Hook. Oh, God. For the FW Championship. Well, Red immediately already. I'm at Menard. And immediately getting the tat on a Jay, which forces Hook to the outside as the men face the men, the women face the women. Talk about a literal Hail Mary. But hey, stats where it's at any day of the week. She said herself, anywhere, anyone, anytime, she is willing to show why she is the TBS champion. And I'm wondering what Don Callis is going to show us, courtesy of his invisible hand, when he and Sumigawara are still to come later tonight, as we'll hear from them. Of course, Anna Jay, one of the AEW originals as well, also came in during the pandemic after facing Hikaru Shida. Oh, man. Big high kick, back heel kick in the corner. Previously a member of the Dark Order, previous member of the Jericho Appreciation Society that no longer exists. Now reverses the pressure, and Chris Statlander, one of the strongest pound-for-pound competitors in the entire AEW women's division. Oh! Beautiful Stalin Virgo suplex drop and a kip up by the competitor that truly is more than woman, and Jake Hager with a hit and run. I'm sure New York's no stranger to that. Oof! Again, you talked about the dynamic of Cool Hand Ange and Matt Menard. You see how Jake Hager, though, is playing dividends. And really, these four, they're kind of effective, pretty strong together. I mean, Jake Hager previously challenged Orange Cassidy for the national championship, who was in the corner, was 2.0. And Anna Jay, of course, was watching on from afar. But the thing about this that I find interesting, and we'll talk more about this when another female competitor takes our screen later tonight. The cover, though, by Cool Hand Ange on a hook, gets a 2 count.
Nice float over there.
Beautiful float over. It was Julia Hart that says, no matter what, you will always be alone. To a degree, I think Julia Hart still is right about that case, because Anna Jay, she kind of like is just there. She really hasn't found like her setting. Tag.
That's fair. I'd never really noticed that. You know, I'm not sure if I was watching when that statement was made, but definitely onto something there, I think. And let me just say, I'd love to see these three challenge for the trios titles, either one, the Ring of Honor or the AEW. Hager, Menard, and Ange, I think would be some great competition in the trios division.
Well, previously, Cool Hand Ange, Matt Menard, and Dale Garcia challenged the Acclaim and Daddy Ash, we will see later tonight, for the trios championships, and they fell short. So, again, maybe Jake Hager and these two with Anna Jay in the corner could be a difference maker, but that's still to come. And that also depends if the Acclaim can overcome the Dark Order tonight. Again, weirder things have happened in Arthur Ashe Stadium. I'm just saying. Of course, that is still to come. And as far as Adam Cole goes, again, we know we are going to get new number contenders for the Real Barber Tag Team Championships. I guess he tweaked his ankle according to what my friend King shared with me. So it's just a minor sprain that will not require surgery. So he's okay. He just landed wrong jumping from the ramp to the floor.
Yeah, I did hear that he was on crutches, but I'm not sure the severity of the injury, if it's something that can be shaken off, for lack of a better term, over a couple of days, or if it's more severe. We'll have to find out, see if the Wrestle Dream match gets pushed back or not.
Yeah, or they're calling audible, as long as they don't do the interim thing. And again, as we talked about, 4-way tag number 1 contenders for the Real Barber Tag Team Championships to face Better Than You Baby at Wrestle Dream. The Hardys, the Kingdom, the Righteous, and the Best Friends. Best Friends, by the way, of course, talking about Chuck Taylor Trapperetta cover here by Angelo. Just rubbing his forearm into the face of Hook, gets a 2 count for it. And so far, 2.0 are staying in control as we are on Restaurant Quality picture-in-picture. Back body drop, though, by Hook. Again, the strength of Hook is very, very misleading when it comes to just the build of this young man's body.
And you notice there, Angelo Parker was able to ad-lib, grab Hook's leg, and drag him to his corner instead of allowing Hook to get the advantage off of that back body drop.
Again, great awareness. Again, isolate, dominate, cut the ring up in half. Good body shot there by Hook, though. Again, Hook, literally the son of the submission specialist, Taz. Also another New Yorker. All the New Yorkers coming out tonight. I mean, last year he literally got escorted out by Action Bronson. Of course, this time last year, we saw 2.0 take on Action Bronson and Hook, and they fell short. And Cool Hand Edge right now, letting Daddy Magic jaw jack and try to jack the jaw of Hook, but Hook still fighting back, trying to get back to his corner. And Matt Menard takes him again down to his knees. That was almost a right hook, pun intended.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Matt Menard just gloating there, Daddy Magic in the ring.
As we got a full commercial now, which means we could take a bit to see what the chat's also talking about here. David apparently likes Jeff Jarrett. Again, Jeff Jarrett.
He's in the right room for it.
About to say, you're literally talking to people that literally talk the highest degree of Jeff Jarrett in and out of the capacity of the industry. And again, I already talked about when it comes to the Jarrett name. I respect what they've given to the industry and its growth, whether it's AEW or TNA or even beforehand, as the Jarretts have really spanned generations, even beyond my freaking lifespan. I give respect where respect's due. Okay, there's a reason why I'm the unbiased play-by-play guy of this thing, and I love it. All right, I recognize, the resume. Doesn't mean I have to like the character that I see on screen, but that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, it's perfectly fair.
It's like, again, Tony Storm lost her damn marbles, and I'm sure we haven't heard the last of our leading actress, the portrait of a star. Still probably yet to be interviewed by RJ Sid as we are back here on AEW Rampage Grand Slam, and Hook just took 2.0 down, 2-for-1 special.
A little bit of double team action there by Cool Hand Ange and Daddy Magic.
Orange Cassidy now the legal man, and Orange Cassidy, is he going to try or is he actually going to fight? Like you said, JJ, this is actually his first in-ring action since losing the title to Jon Moxley just 3 weeks ago at AEW All Out. And Orange Cassidy to the top rope.
I haven't gotten a good shot of his back yet, but I'm not seeing any kinesio tape visible.
But hands in the pockets, Orange Cassidy engaged, hits a drop kick and a kip up. And so far, he is not showing any of the scars of his previous reign. Whoa! Nice dope, Jake Hager.
I see no kinesio tape, so that's a good sign for Orange Cassidy there.
Well, again, he actually took 2 weeks off from in-ring action. That has to count for something.
There you go.
And meanwhile, Hook trying to come in, save Orange Cassidy from a double suplex spot here. And now Hook and Orange Cassidy looking to take 2.0 over. And wait a minute, Anna Jay coming into the fray now. What the hell? The hell's happening?
I love when they do this spot.
Oh, Lord.
Now here comes Statlander, because as you like to say, Stat is where it's at.
And indeed, it's
Team
where it's at.
Babyface.
Team Babyface with a triple German suplex on 2.0 and
vertical.
Anna Jay. I love it. I love that spot. I always love that spot.
Yeah. That spot for me is kind of like the Tower of Doom. The only difference is the Tower of Doom spot seems to get played out.
Oh!
But when done right, it's always so pretty to see.
Yeah, but not for the person that's at the peak. Oh, man. The exploder by Hook after the freaking step-up elbow drop to Orange Cassidy. Hook taking control here. Hook is not the legal man, by the way. But Hook
Another
ran
one
his
to Daddy
screen.
Magic.
Uh-oh, and Cool Hand Ange about to meet Daddy Magic the hard way. Suplex on top of his partner. Oof. Now, Anna Jay trying to get involved here. Away Magic Hager. Oh! And again, Jake Hager. Orange Punch connects! Anna Jay now. What the hell is this Queen woman doing? A Queen Slayer Orange Cassidy? Oh, wait a minute. Chris Statlander up in the electric chair position. Nowhere to go. But again, not legal. And Hook trapped in the red rum of Matt Menard. Planted face first on Jay goes courtesy of Stat. And again, the two legal men. Orange Punch connects the Cool Hand Edge. Good night. The clock hits midnight. Orange Cassidy with the win.
Great finish.
By all three members.
Very chaotic, but still really well done. It would have been really easy for any of those people to fall over the other the way they were orchestrating everything in the ring. Kudos to all of them.
And a cold hard handsome devil and our freshly squeezed previous champ. And of course, Stat where it's at. Stand victorious tonight at Upper Ash at Grand Slam Rampage. Got to give the people what they want. Meanwhile, oh God.
A little bit of QTV action.
Harley Cameron and Aaron Solo. Maybe we're going to get a scoop. Who's that guy? What the hell? TV. Oh, Lord. How far have you come, you freaking former Intercontinental Champion? So it looks like they're going to roll some footage. Oh, that's right. Harley Cameron has to say it. Harley Cameron's quite a presence.
Yes, she is.
As we're looking back, courtesy of Loot Academy, as QT Marshall has been defending his newly won championship quite successfully with a diamond cutter, nonetheless. QTV making rounds. Although I do wonder, though, again, at this point, what's going to be the next exclusive scoop? Is Powerhouse Hobbs still with them, or is that deal terminated? Oh, and Speed Wedge. Oh. Looks like we might have a tag team match next week, playa. Johnny Elite and QT Marshall. Hey, Giant TV will be on AEW. Literally. Now, I wonder if they mean Dynamite or Rampage. Sorry, Aaron Solo. Back to your cubicle. Well, I mean, hey, we'll get QT Marshall, we'll get quality TV, but speaking of quality, this is the exact opposite of quality. Oh, boy. Ladies and gentlemen, boo both these men as Tony Schiavone welcomes in Don Callis. Ugh. You think about the most despicable, deplorable, truly hated individuals of the industry. This man has to be in the top 10, if not the top 5 of all time with his recent history. Of course, now escorting what he calls the Alpha, Konosuke Takeshita, christening him the new god of professional wrestling and turning his back on Kenny by God Omega. Now furthering his toxicity and evil influence and dark presence with this ridiculous aura type, not even female, I don't know what the hell you call this horrible opposite of white noise, dark noise, black noise. As Don Callis, again, we saw his influence last week with Sammy Guevara, and hopefully we'll get some freaking answers. I've never seen a man live off so much hatred on screen in my life. Besides this man. Seriously, JJ. Oh, God. He's got a mic. Again, why does everybody disrespect Tony Schiavone? The nerve. No respect. And thank you again, everybody here across the Jimmy and Mia for tuning in to our coverage of AEW Rampage Grand Slam. As we might have a moment here as the audience is booing, and I mean fully booing, Don Callis out of not just the building, but probably all of New York City. Your silence speaks volumes, JJ.
I mean, it's a Dominic Mysterio situation here. You legitimately have to be quiet so that you can hear what he's saying, because he's getting booed so loud you can barely hear him.
Yeah, no amplified microphone needed. Oh boy. Well, there you go. The newest member of the Don Callis family, Sammy Guevara, who it looks like for now is still coming out to his original theme. I guarantee you that's not going to remain here much longer.
Yeah, no, that's way too bright and flashy for someone of the Don Callis family.
Let's talk about speaking flashy and bright. Look at what Sammy Guevara's wearing tonight. He looks like a whole new man.
Looked like he went to Razor Ramon's yard sale.
Hey, yo. Well, I don't know if I would call Sammy Guevara a bad guy. I would definitely call him a hated guy. But maybe we'll finally hear what Sammy Guevara has had on his mind. How long have he and Don Callis been in cahoots about this thing? The whole time. You see him shaking the hands of Don Callis and Kadosuke Takeshita. The family has grown. And also that at that point, I would say Don Callis' power.
Noah, could you imagine these two as AEW tag champions?
Oh, Lord. Well, I mean, FTR, they are on an escapade to literally call out every young duo hungry enough to try and beat the top guys, to try and take the titles from them. If FTR does overcome Aussie Open and still remain tag champs, this very well could be a duo to be reckoned with. And that's if Don Callis' MO fits that.
That's fair. And thank you very much, Joe, for acknowledging our product.
Appreciate
we do our
bro.
best for you and the rest of the fans.
At the end of the day, it's about enjoying life and enjoying wrestling and engaging in it. Whether it's free or pay-per-view. Well, who doesn't hate Don Callis? Almost. I feel like almost should be in quotes. Poor Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone is so damn brilliant. Oh, God. You freaking sellout. Definition of sellout. Ugh. And why did you portray the old show? The guy that literally brought you to the main stage, to the main event since day one. He's been holding you back. You ever looked in the mirror? Correct me if I'm mistaken. Is this guy a former 3-time TNT champion, previously challenged for the AEW World Championship, and even previously challenged for our World Championship against Chris Jericho? I'm just saying.
Yes.
I'm just saying. Done trying to earn our love. And the hot wife line. How many heels go with that line? Carl Anderson. Fat paycheck. Yeah. I guess being a villain does mean a fatter wallet if you have the right connections.
And could you argue that Don Callis is not the right connection? I mean...
Well, Chris Jericho is Judas, and speaking of which, here comes Chris Jericho. I knew Chris Jericho was not going to stay backstage regarding this.
You are beautiful on the inside.
Oh, look at that. And Chris Jericho sporting the very vest that he and Sammy used to adorn and share themselves in.
Run away.
But speaking of running, Chris Jericho's running to the ring and immediately going after Konosuke and Sammy. Again, this is where your pride gets the best of you. And you see Don Callis cowering in the corner.
Like the punk bitch that he truly is.
Glad you said it, not me. Oh. Yeah, you fuck him up, Jericho. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, God. The chair, the spine. A relentless assault by Konosuke Takeshita. Battering the Ocho. And now Sammy with the smoking gun in hand. I guarantee you he's going to take the shot. Off! Again, punishing literally his former friend, his former mentor, his former partner, his former running mate. And we thought the Sex Guys were literally going to be on the road towards the AEW Tag Team Champions. And what the hell is Don Callis doing? Literally having Konosuke and Sammy hold Jericho as if they're trying to sacrifice him. And Don Callis, oh, look at Don Callis taking cheap shots with Chris Jericho restrained. Yeah, you're a real big man, all right.
No,
Oh,
I don't think this
God.
is a sacrifice. I think this is a crucifixion.
And he's looking to put a screwdriver in it. The very tool that... Well, wait a second! Kenny Omega! Kenny, by God, Omega with a lead pipe in hand! Coming down to save Chris Jericho? I never thought I'd say that in my freaking existence.
Yeah, I don't think it's a friendship thing. I think it's a common enemy thing.
You damn right this is the enemy. The enemy is my friend. You kidding me? Two of the very best to ever come out of Winnipeg, Canada. These two redefined wrestling back at Wrestle Kingdom 12. They brought AEW visions to the forefront, to the center stage. They're two of the best of all time. And they're two people that absolutely can't effing stand Don Callis. Kenny Omega, who last year at Grand Slam went to a freaking 30-minute draw. 2 years ago, went to a 30-minute draw against Bryan Danielson in the opener. Kenny Omega, who lost to Chris Jericho at WWE 2019. But again, where's Jericho's mind at? Oh, boy, look at this face off. Oh, man, what is going through both these men's mind? Two different ideologies of professional wrestling. Two different individuals up there as the greatest of all time. And mutual respect, if nothing else here. Again, Kenny Omega came down. Would Jericho have done the same thing if the roles were reversed here? If Kenny Omega was in that spot, would Jericho have done the same thing, JJ? That's something to consider.
At this point in time, I would say doubtful. Because the beef with Sammy Guevara, that's the new addition to the equation here. 2-3 weeks down the road, quite possibly.
That was freaking awesome. Again, as we wonder again, what is next when it comes to finally cutting the head off the snake that is Don Callis. Now with two enemies, with him as prime target. Coming up next, time to crown our Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship Network contenders. Fatal four-way tag team action is up next, by God. As we're on a full commercial break right now, and have a moment to breathe as AEW Grand Slam Rampage continues to unfold, and we're not even in the second hour yet, and we still have two trios championship matches to come, and the freaking sake of my life doing the Prince Nana dance, damn it.
Well, while we have this full commercial, let's take a look at some of the other upcoming watch-alongs that'll be coming here across the multiverse of media.
Hey. And of course, as we know, we also have Elimination Chamber now officially. Now that'll be down under in February. But again, as I always like to say, all the wrestling, all the professional wrestling, damn it, and sports entertainment. But I digress.
And yes, we realize that the Impact 1000 was in there. Make sure you go back in the archives across the entirety of the multiverse of media. Check out Noah and the mighty Datilla calling the action there. Check out me and Noah calling Dynamite Grand Slam from Wednesday. It has been a hell of a trilogy that we've had across the multiverse. And just when we think that we're going to get a break, they always throw something else at us. Next week, NXT No Mercy. Next week, Wrestle Dream. And then it looks like we're actually going to get a little bit of a lull until the end of October.
Yeah, there's at least 1 week, and I think there is absolutely nothing as far as, watch-along stuff. Of course, I'm crazy. I got my Japanese stuff. I got freaking Destruction in Goku, Destruction in Kobe. And I know Jeff was very enticed by that one graphic that's come out. Again, there's no rest in the wrestling industry, as, again, this industry is perpetually going, growing, and challenging in every capacity.
Absolutely. And we do see some of your guys' questions in the chat room. If you would like to dictate the conversation during these lulls and breaks like that, make sure you super chat. It's as simple as that.
And again, we appreciate all y'all for tuning in, whether it's your first time or continuing. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, and please super chat Cassidy Studios. Give this man super stickers, show him some love. He monetize, if you will. I'm not. I'm happy to support him. I'm happy to bring my passion in. And speaking of which, we're back in with Alex Marvez, who is backstage with Kenny Omega. Maybe we'll get some more details regarding what we just saw. No. Yeah, more than Chris Jericho. Yep, me taking care of Don. Oy. Okay. All right. So Jericho, appreciate him. Hell no. It was literally based on the rivalry. The rivalry literally built the groundwork of it. Jericho Omega united to take Don out? Ooh. What?
Oh, shit.
Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho versus Konosuke Takeshita and Sammy Guevara at Wrestle Dream?
Oh, shit.
But wait, what does that mean about Kota Ibushi? Oh, boy. Wait, 6 men? Whoa! The Golden Lovers and Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, and Chris Jericho have thrown the challenge out to the Don Callis family. Sammy Guevara, Konosuke Takeshita, and a third unknown. Who are they going to get? We got a 6-man tag coming up, and it's going to be anything but a dream for one of these sides. It's going to be a damn nightmare. Well, that's certainly interesting development. Huh.
Right? I don't think that was on my bingo card.
No. Again, they even said it. Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega defined the foundation of AEW. Wrestle Kingdom 12 defined what could have been AEW. We didn't even know this could possibly be a thing or could exist in 2023. It was Don Callis that brought Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho together in hindsight at Wrestle Kingdom 12. And now we stand here in 2023 with Omega and Jericho together, not as opponents, but as partners against a united adversary. But speaking of stand united, we'll see which tag team stands united and strong enough to outlast the field as we once again now return back inside the arena. It is fair four-way tag team match, double contendership. The Kingdom, the Best Friends, the Righteous, and the Hardys. One of these 4 teams is going to Wrestle Dream the challenge for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Man, a lot of stuff is happening. And when it comes to Matt Taven, you can always expect a game plan from this guy that will call everybody else a Melvin. We've seen how much he's manipulated teams like the Young Bucks, like the Briscoes in the past. And speaking of manipulation, it doesn't get more manipulative, cloudy, downright bizarre than Vincent and Dutch, the Righteous. Dig what I'm saying, man? Of course, the Righteous won their AEW tag debut against the Hardys on last week's Collision. Those that don't know, they are former Ring of Honor six-man tag team champions prior to the TK regime. But since becoming part of AEW and the new Ring of Honor, they brought their own form of violence as their own version of the gospel to bring out what they believe needs to be brought out of this society where the man's been telling them lies. This guy's as cryptic as they come. He is bizarre. So, JJ, you can talk about this team that's not bizarre, but definitely probably your first ballot pick to win.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so happy to see these guys back to, for lack of a better term, normal Hardy Boys. You know, not broken, not woken, not Will-o'-the-Wisp. You know, Matt and Jeff. The Matt and Jeff that I grew up with. Trying to get a shot at a championship that they have held before, the Ring of Honor tag team titles. You know, why is it that I had Joe Gacy's theme go through my head, though, while the Righteous was coming down to the ring? I'm just curious about that.
Oh, God. Well, love is blind, but there is no love when it comes to the Righteous besides what they love to do.
The one that still has his shirt on reminds me of Gacy. The other one reminds me of a Rob Zombie wannabe.
You're talking about Dutch, who I think has been to one too many KFCs in his life, who looks like the most psychotic colonel I've ever seen, and also the villain from Far Cry 5, but I digress. Anyway, bell rings are underway. We already got four corners of action. Senior official Paul Turner here. Again, only two men should be legal at the same time. And right now you have all four teams in opposite tandems squaring up. What the hell is about to happen here?
You got the Righteous pairing off against the Hardys, the Best Friends pairing off against the Kingdom.
Oh! And look at that four-way action right there. Axe handles taking down all four men, the Righteous and the Kingdom, as the Hardys, the Best Friends, stand tall. Jeff Hardy, wait a minute. We're going to get it? Well, I mean, hey, JJ, even in tag team warfare, yeah. Oh, come on. I wanted to say it. Damn it. Anyway.
Give it time, Noah. Give it time. It's still early.
All right. Well, anyway, to go back to what we're going on here, let's look at this really in perspective. Oh, we got two teams that are part of AEW and two teams that are more often part of Ring of Honor, actually. Oh! And Taven catching Dutch running in off the ropes with that kick. And meanwhile, Matt Taven flies! Throwing caution to the wind over the top rope, wiping out the field. Looks like Trumperello wants to follow High Pursuit. And why not? Anything you can do, I can do better, right?
I can do anything better than you.
Oh, wait, shut. You've got to give the people what they want. There we go. Oh, man. And now Chuck and Trent looking to give the people what they want again with stereotypic Carlos.
Very nice.
Wiping out the Kingdom and the Righteous. The Hardys nowhere to be found, though. And this is a loaded match. Who will get the better of this fatal four-way? Stay tuned to keep you in coverage with the action and restaurant quality picture in picture.
Wesley, that's not a bad take to keep the storyline going with Roderick Strong and Better Than You, baby.
Yeah,
for some reason, I just feel like the Hardys would be the ultimate icing on the cake. You know, let's save the Kingdom match for something like Full Gear. You know, like really build it up to something major as opposed to Wrestle Dream, which, while major in its own right, is a first ever pay-per-view. Like you want to have that drawing power on pay-per-view. And I think the Hardy Boys will give that to you.
You got to have those marquee names to get those sales in. And of course, still to come as far as names go. Mike got his name back. Mike Santana will be in action. We got Judah Harper, Sky Blue, covered by Jeff Hardy. Gets a 2 on Matt Taven. And of course, the Ring of Honor was 6-man tag chance to be on the line. So we'll get to see defense against the Humbucks, Hangman Page and the Young Bucks, as well as the AEW Trios chance to be on the line as the Acclaim and Daddy Ass defend against the Dark Order. And again, I've been talking about the Kingdom and the manipulation of Roderick Strong. That Kingdom Kong, that King's will carried out. Adam Cole formerly ran the Kingdom while he was Ring of Honor champion. Nice soul food having to have combination by the best friends on Matt Taven, though. And honestly, as far as WWE release to show up in AEW, that's been done over so many times. I have no idea. All I'm going to say is this. The bidding war of 2024 does not come down to one individual. It comes down to the industry. But once again, I think every fan's going to be reshaped outside the WWE. And meanwhile, Trent trying to reshape Matt's face. Whoa, sent to the outside. I believe Matt and Trent are the two legal men right now. And again, a tag team can tag at any time. Whoa! Nice rebound shot there with the forearm by Mike Bennett, mocking Matt Hardy. Again, as I alluded to, the Hardys have never been Ring of Honor tag team champions. It was the Broken Hardys for 28 days, if that means anything. Former Ring of Honor tag team champions before they lost it immediately to the Young Bucks again in a ladder war. The Kingdom, of course, former two-time Ring of Honor tag champs. Righteous have never been tag champs, and neither have been the best friends. And right now, things have kind of slowed down as the Kingdom have taken control. Surprisingly about Maria Kanellis. I'm kind of disappointed about that.
Yeah, I've been noticing that for some reason she hasn't been around in their latest bouts.
Yeah.
I wonder if something's going on with her.
I think she's been more so scouting or impromptu role as maybe part of the board, if not, progressing talent Ring of Honor. She's been basically keeping eyes on the likes of Legit Leader Hirsch, Griff Garrison, whoever the hell that is, and also Cole Carter. So she has her own plan, but I also think she's building her own kingdom or expanding it, if you know what I mean.
That's fair. That's fair. My first thought for some reason went to, is she pregnant? And maybe that's why she hadn't been on TV or ringside, didn't want to chance a bump or anything.
I mean, the last time she was involved, as we saw, JJ, it was Ring of Honor Foul Battle, and she took a massive bump and sealed it with a bloody kiss beforehand. And it would be the first time that Rhea Kanellis has been involved in intergender warfare, as we are back here in AEW Rampage, Fatal 4-Way Network Contendership, Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships, MJF, Adam Cole, MJF better than you, baby, who will defend the gold against the winners of this match at Wrestle Dream. That is literally next weekend, Sunday. And again, I talked about the best friends. I talked about the chances they've had at AEW Gold, at Ring of Honor Gold. I talked about the fact that I thought these two are going to implode prior to AEW. And the fact that these two have not been champions in any capacity yet in AEW still surprises me. Oh, what a side effect. And Matt Hardy with the cover, lateral press, the float over, the cover, kick out at 2 on Vincent. And of course, the Righteous came into AEW last week on Collision, JJ, beating the Hardys.
That's definitely a great way to make an impact, to make a debut, going up against and defeating a legendary tandem like Matt and Jeff, the Hardy Boys.
Pioneers of the TLC, pioneers of tag team wrestling. We talked about their accolades being 6-time, I believe, WWE Tag Team Champions alone. Impact, TNA, HLG. You put a company's name in front of them. The Hardys have been tag champs for them in some capacity.
And rightfully so.
Oof. But again, it was the Broken Hardys that were Ring of Honor tag champs, not the regular Hardys. Nice poetry and motion there. Of course, you see how many tags have allied the Hardys, including Private Party tag. Quick tags made right now by the Hardys. Matt and Jeff in control. There's the Manhattan drop to Vincent, the double leg. And I know what Hardy's going for here. Off! 2 boots and the follow-up drop kick. Jeff Hardy right now working on all cylinders. Nice elbow drop the cover, and Dutch breaks it up. And so far, we are down to 2 teams right now. The Kingdom and the Best Friends have been neutralized. Looking for Twist of Fate. Dutch counter, though. Oh, God!
Black hole slam.
That's a big old black hole slam. Our boss man, some of the hell you want to call it from that big man. Now Vincent up and around. Wow, Russian leg sweep.
Beautiful
and
rotation.
Action fast and furious right now. Everybody's just looking for the opportunity, jogging for position. Again! Big boss man slam by Vincent. taking everybody around and sending them to the ground. And the Righteous are on fire right now. That's why I say that. Oh! Beretta flying in with the knee, and Beretta looking to fall up again. Like, count, no way. Rising knee strike by Chuck. Now Trent with the hook, and German suplex to Dutch. Oof. Again, fatal four-ways, JJ. Don't be involved with the decision. You can find your opening at any time. Of course, we saw previously at the pay-per-view with fatal four-way action that the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships changed hands when the Lucha Brothers lost them to Aussie Open. Oh! What the hell?
Right in the gonads.
Crunch punch and a half. And a Hail Mary pile driver stuffed him. Here's Taven in the cover on Chuck Taylor and the kill.
Wow, I thought that was going to be it right there. Trent Beretta at the last second breaking up the 3 count.
And again, Matt, twist the fit now. Chuck Taylor by Jeff Hardy. And Jeff Hardy might be looking to go to the high-risk district here.
Could it be a swanton, Noah?
Could be, or could be a big old crowd. What? A blind tag! Blind tag! Swanton Bob and Jeff Hardy's not legal. He's not aware of it. Paul Turner's trying to mention it. Doug's pulling away. Swanton Bob by Vincent. Here's the cover on Chuck Taylor. The Righteous are #1 contenders.
Wow, what an opportunistic move there by Vincent of the Righteous.
Yeah, you took the word out of my mouth, JJ. Opportunity capitalized upon. Unfreaking believable. And once again, the Righteous get the better of the Hardys, and the Kingdom are furious at the best friends. Go figure. As the Kingdom falls short again in their pursuit for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. At Wrestle Dream right now, it will be MJF and Adam Cole taking on Vincent and Dutch of the Righteous, and the Kingdom might make sure the best friends are no longer a factor in future chances here. Talk about sore losers. Again, you hear Matt Taven jaw-jacking Trent, blaming him for the loss, and Mike Bennett, we all know the hothead that he's been. Talk about temper tantrum, good grief. I mean, you lost, guys. You weren't even involved in the decision. I mean, do you really have anything to say? You knew the risk going into this. You knew what could happen. Well, as the Kingdom make their way out of the stadium, Hour 2 begins immediately here, folks. As we continue AEW Grand Slam Rampage. Again, if you're just now tuning in, welcome to the action. You know what this is. I'm the simple man, the simple brand, the voice of the JMN. My name is Noah Foster. With me, as always, is the Renegade of Grand Slam, JJ Williams. And again, as we just saw, JJ, it was the Righteous, man, that are the #1 contenders for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. I did not think I was going to say that tonight.
Yeah, it definitely was one of the last teams that I thought was going to win. But after that big victory over the Hardys on Collision, it's also not too surprising in retrospect. Hindsight 2020.
Well, talking about some hindsight, let's go ahead and hear from the guy returning tonight, Born Nasty, formerly Proud and Powerful, one of the meanest men to come out of the NYC, Mike Santana. We haven't seen Mike Santana since that injury he faced. He's been out of action for over a year now. It's one of those things when you're away from the ring for so long, you do kind of question yourself. You question your existence. And again, he's rolling solo, JD. This is the first time he's been a part of AEW. He is on his own. And that's a whole different challenge to face. I'm going to put down everybody that stands in the way of him and supporting his family. Oh.
The Hardys were Impact Tag Champions, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, I thought so. Josh was asking in the chat room. So yes, Josh, the Hardys were Impact Tag Champs.
And speaking of somebody trying to be tag champs in AEW in some capacity, now looking to become trios champions, get your badge out and raise your hand if you're a part of them or want to be a part of them. Join the Dark Order. It is time for an AEW Trios Championship match. And again, John Silver pinned, with the help of an impromptu hit and run by Evil Uno, he pinned Anthony Bowens last week Saturday night on Collision. The Dark Order with their third chance, I believe now, for the AEW Trios Champions, but it's the first time we're seeing this threesome go after them. And it looks like our official for this match will be Aubrey Edwards.
Boo.
How dare you? Again, we saw what happened with these three men in the fight without honor against the Righteous and Stu Grayson, former running mate of the Dark Order, back in July at Death Before Dishonor. Ever since then, we've seen a newfound level of aggression with these three, the original three of the Dark Order. And they're looking to capitalize on that momentum tonight with the AEW World Trios Champions on the line. But before that, JJ, listen.
You got your scissors out, Noah?
Vying for their third defense, by the way. Let's hear what he's got to say. Yeah, there you go, the New York Pop. Damn. Ooh. Ah! And of course, he has to be political. Chat, get your scissors out. As Bullets once again tells New York City, wearing number 37, that the Acclaimed have arrived. There's the sign, and it just got weird. How this act worked, I will never know when you figure about scissoring in out of context. Oh, God. AEW World Trios Championships on the line after the Acclaim beat the House of Black in their incredible 25-week run at AEW All In Wembley Stadium. This is the Acclaim's third defense of the Scissoring Trios Championships. Hey, look, some of the Impractical Jokers are in our Ash enjoying the action. Damn it, JJ. Aubrey Edwards holding up the scissor belts. I still can't believe that's a thing.
Yeah, and you can get your very own for only $4,999.
Plus tax.
And shipping.
But I digress.
And no, Mansfield, Aubrey isn't a heel. It's just me trying to mess with Noah because of her involvement with the Jarretts and him believing that she is the pure and most, what is it you call her? The referee with
integrity.
The most dignity. Yes, integrity. There we go.
You respect the referee. Oh, man. A new look for the Dark Order and a continued rise momentum for the Acclaim as we got Max Caster kicking things off against Alex Reynolds. Against the come tonight in the second hour, we got Mike Santana in action. Julia Hart goes one-on-one with Sky Blue. And in the main event, the Rhea Barber with six-man tag team chairs will be on the line, and my dignity, as the Mogul Embassy defend the gold against the Humbucks, Heyman and Page, and the Young Bucks. For those that are just now tuning in, hour one included the six mixed action as we saw, JJ. It was Chris Statlander, Hook and Orange Cassidy getting the better of Anna Jay, Cool Hand Ange, and Matt Menard. We also saw freaking Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho unite against a common foe and challenge the Don Callis family to six-man tag team match. It will be the Golden Lovers and Chris Jericho teaming up against Don Callis' family of Konosuke the Kajika Semigabara and a third yet to be named. And as we saw just a moment ago in Fatal 4 number one contendership action, it was the Righteous taking advantage of the Hardys' work, hitting the Best Friends, and are the new number one contenders for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships, and will challenge MJF and Adam Cole for those titles at Wrestle Dream, which we will cover here on the Multiverse Media next week, Sunday. City predicting for that will be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week, Saturday. Max Caster drives John Silver in the corner. And for the longest time, I've been saying John Silver should be a singles competitor. I want to see this guy go out to the TNT Championship. He's got the personality. He's got the strength. He calls himself the Meat Man. Put him part of the Impromptu Meat division that has Hobbs and Miro and add Keith Lee and other names to it. I think John Silver has great potential as a singles competitor, but he has been Dark Order since day one, JJ.
That's fair. That's very fair. You know, I know very little about the Dark Order except for, you know, the Exalted One, Brody Lee, having led them and managed them before his untimely passing. But yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see what's going to go on here. And to Wesley's point, bringing up the fact that Alan Angels became #1 contender last night at Impact, he's got the Dark Order winning the titles here to build off the momentum. The only thing is I don't see the Acclaimed losing the belts this quickly. If this was an eliminator match, non-title, I could see the Dark Order winning.
Yeah,
That way they would then get a title shot at a later date. But
it tells me this won't be a one-off. Continue.
But with this being for the straps tonight, I just don't see them taking the belts off of Daddy Ass this quick.
Cover 2 with the bridge of the suplex. And to go at your point, Daddy Ass, Billy Gunn, the one and only. I mean, literally, the Acclaimed promised Billy Gunn this one last run, this golden chance of glory once again. And we saw what lengths the Acclaimed were willing to go to make this happen, to the point it took them beating the House of Black third go around in front of the biggest audience in wrestling history at Wembley Stadium. If Billy Gunn loses this championship, it literally might be his retirement.
That's fair.
As we go to the rest of my quality picture-in-picture, the Dark Order take control of the Acclaim. And yes, it did get weird in the chat because we are talking about scissoring. And if you know, you know. If you don't know, then you're better off not knowing. Nice float over of the suplex.
And to Josh's point here in the chat, while we are on restaurant quality picture-in-picture, to my knowledge, the Dark Order has not been a major thing since Brody's passing, rest in peace. But over the last couple of weeks, maybe even the last month, they seem to have turned things around and have been on a bit of a winning streak here, which is why I could understand a potential victory here if this wasn't a title match. If this was just an eliminator match, like I said, or a non-title match where if they got the victory, they could get a shot at Wrestle Dream at Full Gear, I would absolutely see the Dark Order winning with the streak they've been on. But with it being a title match, I just don't see it happening. Weirder things have happened.
Yeah.
Like a trio getting over off of a scissoring gimmick. Weirder things have happened. But I don't see that happening.
And Marilyn Monroe reincarnated out of a bisexual Australian. But I digress.
Hey, chin up, tits out, and watch out for the shoe.
Just watch out, Renee Piquez. All I got to say about that. And I hope you folks are watching out for this action that we're calling here as we are back for an AEW Rampage Grand Slam, Hour 2. It is the AEW Trios Championships on the line as the Acclaim and Daddy Ass defend against the Dark Order. The original 3, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and Evil Uno. And safety once again with the comment. And thank you, Josh, for that. I hope that you are, engaging in the action, learning a thing or two, and if nothing else, enjoying it in your own way.
That's right. Enjoy professional wrestling. Simple as that, right, Noah?
Yeah, enjoy life and enjoy wrestling.
Yes, Josh, we know you got the Scissor Me Maddie thing going on. We'll try to make that a t-shirt across the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media for you.
And I'm sure it won't be in purple and yellow like the freaking logo is for AEW Full Gear, which we will be covering here Saturday, November 18th for the Jeff Meacham Network of Media. That will be occurring from the Fabulous Forum in California. And I'm curious to see who will be balling there in the immortal home of Mamba. And driving the boots into the throat of Matt Caster, Evil Uno. Don't you buck him against Aubrey Edwards. John Silver right now taking advantage. And like you said, and like I also said, since the freaking Fight Without Honor at Final Battle, at the For This Honor, the Dark Order has turned over a new leaf. Not in a good way, necessarily in front of the fans, but for themselves. Like you said, since the loss of the great Brody, God rest his soul forever, exalted in heaven now with Winnie Rotunda, they've kind of just been there. They kind of lost their way to the point that several members, they went their own way. And while Anna Jay is no longer with them and Alan Angels is no longer with them, I would still say those two are arguably in a better position than these three have been for the last number of months. And right now, the Dark Order are in the driver's seat of this Trios Championship match. Again, the Acclaim, this is their third defense, already defending successfully against 2.0 and Daniel Garcia. Tag. And also, as we saw during the 0 hour of AEW All Out JJ against freaking Jay Lethal, Satnam Singh, and Jeff Jarrett. Whoa, man!
Jeff Jarrett, the chosen one that nobody thought would still be relevant.
And still not chosen to be champion in AEW, but I digress. And I don't know if that will ever be the case. Nor should it be. He's got his role. He's got his strength. But it doesn't need to be in the ring. That's all I got to say about that. Oh, come on, Alex. That's not how... You know what? I'm not even going to talk about the procedure of that. I don't think I should know this type of stuff. I'm just going to focus on the match. I still think I don't fully know this stuff, and I think I'm better off that way. Whoa! Oh, wait a minute. Went for the back body drop. Alex Reynolds, Max Caster sits in the cover. Gets a 2 count. And turn to Daddy Ass. Again, Billy Gunn's one of those that just breathes the fountain of youth when it comes to his longevity and his conditioning, JJ. It's unbelievable. God! Big back body drop. Former coach, of course, as we know, not only to his own sons, but literally on freaking Tough Enough and to the AEW roster. I think he's still technically part of the coaching staff. And looking to give us a famous... Nope, Alex Reynolds denies it. Oh, man. Rolling elbow strike. Drops Daddy Ass to a knee. That's impressive. Oh, God! And that clothesline just turned Alex Reynolds inside out, upside down. Well, inside cradle. Can you blow it too? Ooh. And almost
not
stole
quite.
it.
So close.
Look at the combination, though. How good is Bowens, by the way? Bowens is extremely under-regarded when it comes to his capabilities. And we see him in singles action on a number of occasions. Looking to hook him up. Alex Reynolds got caught with the arrival. Max Caster looking for the mic drop. It connects the cover. Hooking the leg. Silver breaks it up. To your point, JJ.
Wow.
And again,
thought that was going to be it.
It usually is. The awareness, though. Aubrey Edwards distracted. Wait a minute. Aubrey Edwards right now preoccupied with John Silver is unaware that Luna's in the ring. Clock Max Caster with the title. Oh, not like this. Alex Reynolds hooking on their leg too. No.
Wow.
Woo.
False finish after false finish. Great booking here by AEW.
Very competitive 6-man here. Oh, man. And Daddy Ash just went around the freaking ring, around the world, wiping out Evil Uno, while John Silver just wiped out Daddy Ash with running set up in the apron. Oh, here we go. Here's the perpetual energy. Front of the corner, Enziguri. Front of the clothesline. Rolling elbow. Step up Enziguri. Stunner. Counter. Famouser! He stopped the sequence. Unbelievable. As Bowens just drove Silver bells into the steel ring post.
Anthony Bowens up in time to get the hot tag.
And they're hooking him up. What the hell is this? Alex Reynolds. But, whoa! What an inside-out powerbomb cover to the Acclaim has retained. Well, that was something new. Instead of cutting it up, JJ, they rolled freaking Alex Reynolds into an inside-out powerbomb for the win. That was incredible.
That definitely caught me off guard after the arrival and the mic drop didn't get it. They interrupted the perpetual motion, as you called it. Wow, that was some innovative stuff there.
And the Worldwide Scissoring Tour continues with the Acclaim at the helm. Still AEW Trios champions, but coming up next, the women take center stage as Sky Blue goes one-on-one against the House of Black's Julia Hart. That was a fun match. I enjoyed that. And I'm sure everybody is scissoring proudly.
Yes.
That still sounds weird just saying it, but I digress. If you know, you know.
While we are here on another full commercial,
yeah,
I'm going to run very quickly the upcoming open mic night specials. Everyone can take a look at what's coming up there in the next few months, beginning with Haunted Hangman next month.
Oh, yeah. Whew.
And I believe in Joya the same way that I believe that Noah Foster is going to have a ton of Disney songs to sing come November 18th.
I would rather woo than sing Disney. I would rather lead the friggin' Meacham bunch in the center square in the friggin' Macarena than sing Disney. I would rather dance like Prince Nana non-stop during open mic night than sing Disney. I would rather freaking recreate Happy Happy Joy Red and Stimpy than freaking sing Disney. I would rather sing... Damn it! And no one wants to hear it like Disney. Damn it. Anyway. God, no. I'm going to lose my voice. I'm going to somehow just find a way to dry out my throat after Full Gear immediately. Just drink a ton of salt.
You already sound like you've got stock in Morton's there, Noah.
Well, I mean, I'm almost out of Mountain Dew, so I do need to give me a refill, but I'll wait till after this next match here. Anyway, again, for those that are tuning in, again, we always got stuff going on here in the Multiverse of Media, so please follow all the affiliates. Please follow all of our content. Stay tuned as we keep you in tune with all things entertainment, wrestling, whether it's Power Rangers, whether it's sports, whether it's movies, whether it's just a topic in general to talk in between. We always love to engage you and keep you in tune in all the happenings and any possible shenanigans as well. As we continue our coverage here of AEW Grand Slam Rampage Hour 2, and it will be Julia Hart versus Sky Blue, one-on-one. Julia Hart, who has made her intentions known, she might want a shot at the TBS Gold. Again, Chris Statler said, anytime, anywhere, anyone. And I can't wait to see what's next, because Stat is where it's at. And also, in case people are wondering what else happened during the first hour, in the opening contest, it was Darby Allin and Sting that got the better of Luchasaurus and Christian Cage. Darby Allin jackknife roll up to Christian Cage ahead of a triple threat match tomorrow night for the TNT Championship in what really could be Darby Allin's last chance. But I digress. And we'll run more about the card when it comes to Collision, Dynamite, and of course Wrestle Dream next week later on prior to the main event. So stay tuned for more on that as we return back to Team Action. And Sky Blue makes their way into the building. Let's go down to Dabber Yapper, Justin Roberts. I like this theme. It's nice and bubbly. Sky Blue with a record of 22-17 on a 4-match winning streak so far. Been prime candidate to once again challenge for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship, making waves in Ring of Honor as of late since her time in the ON. But speaking of making waves, here comes the heartless member of the House of Black, Julia Hart.
The true Black Heart, if you will.
Ain't that true? And one of the strongest win-loss records this year in AEW, escorted by Brody King, who has been a heavy influence on this young lady's career. 24-match singles winning streak, JJ.
Wow.
Just saying. Including against, we talked about earlier, Anna Jay, where again, Julia Hart's words reign true. Anna Jay might be working alongside 2.0 and Jake Hager, but truth be told, now and even then, she's always been alone. And ever since Julia Hart joined this family last year at Double or Nothing, it has done nothing but breed more success and growth for her. It's been a long time since seeing Julia Hart in singles action, as she's been more so involved in a manager role alongside Buddy Matthews in the House of Black during the Trios run, and of course that rivalry with La Sombra, Andrade El Idolo. Julia Hart been willing to accept the guidance of Malachi Black, of course, the leader of the House of Black, and of course, under the learning tree and tutelage of Buddy Matthews and Brody King, Julia continues to grow and excel in confidence and her presence in that ring. And this is a first-time one-on-one singles encounter with two young, up-and-coming AEW originals. The thing is, though, Sky Blue has been competing more in and out of AEW and Ring of Honor. Julia Hart has only been competing in AEW.
That limits the competition that she has and her ability to get better by only having a limited crop of women to face off against.
Here's another thing for you, JJ. Julia Hart is originally built out of the Nightmare Factory under Cody Rhodes. She is an original AEW Day Zero project. Sky Blue already comes in with previous experience on the independent scene, heavily out of Chicago in AAW, a former champion there. These two are no strangers to each other when it comes to their previous history. Used to be tag team partners when Julia Hart was a cheerleader with the Varsity Blondes. You notice how Julia Hart always comes in with a slow, methodical approach. Doesn't immediately go in for the shot.
Julia Hart is what I'm afraid of Thea Hale turning into.
I mean, would that be a bad thing?
Yes and no.
With a hand out. And Sky Blue takes the handshake. Whoa! And Julia Hart brings her closely in. Whoa! Whispering a bit of a misdemeanor in her ear and getting a cheap shot. Whoa! That woke up Sky Blue, just wailing away at her with the forearms. Again, if you play Julia Hart's game, you will find yourself trapped. That was a hell of a rising knee strike. And Sky Blue hooking Julia Hart up. The front headlock. Might be looking for a suplex. Snap suplex. And Sky Blue hooking the leg. 2. Julia Hart able to kick out. I mean, it's smart strategy. Sky Blue has been more involved lately in ring action. Get the match done early. Don't put so much work into your body. Get the quick win. Oh, nice float over there into the cover off the ropes. Didn't go for a counter roll, just fell into the cover. And again, AEW Collision tomorrow will be from Grand Rapids, Michigan, my neighbor up north. Because I'm in Ohio, of course, Michigan's right above me. There's your geography list for the night, folks. Sky Blue can fall in. Drop toe hold in the second turnbuckle, and Julia Hart takes control. And that's all it takes sometimes. You lure your opponent in false security. You pick your spot. And the ground and pound right now by Julia Hart, the aggressive nature coming out that we have seen come out of Julia Hart since joining the House of Black. As we continue this bout, folks, in picture, don't go anywhere. Again, you said it yourself, JJ, when it comes to the evolution of these two, Julia Hart has had more of an exponential growth than most of the competitors inside the female division of AEW.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, when it comes to the AEW women's roster, very few of them have a great character arc, character growth. They're all very one-dimensional. There's very few exceptions. Again, you look at Toni Storm and where she's going lately. You look at Jade Cargill. You look at Julia Hart. But most of the rest of the women are very one-dimensional. You look at someone like Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, who, don't get me wrong, I love me some Britt.
Right.
But what has her character really evolved to over the last 4 years?
Aside
from a babyface turn from being a heel, she's still pretty much the exact same character.
I've always seen her as a tweener, to be fair. Oof. I mean, the peak of her heel run was when Rebel was alongside her, helping her maintain her hold on the AEW Women's World Championship, if we're being perfectly honest here. And yeah, Jamie Hayter, I'm a hater, was her heater for a period of time. But Jamie Hayter was the one we saw the potential in. And that's why she rose to the occasion, was AEW Women's World Champion. And I know for a fact she will reach that status quo once again when she comes back from injury. And for Wesley, real quick, the man who's name on the marquee, no other than Jeff motherfucking Meacham. And now you know. Julia Hart right now extending her reach. Yeah, I know. And right now, Julia Hart extending her reach, just driving her boot into the throat of Sky Blue. Irish whip into the other corner. Oof! And those are the kinesio tape, by the way, on the back and the arm of Sky Blue here. Nice roll up there, though, by Sky Blue. Look at the way she bridges, too. Ooh. I like the way that she floated over on the bridge. She reversed her body position, JJ, to add more pressure on the hold of Julia Hart's legs. Arcing back further, though, on both herself and Julia Hart. I almost thought that she went a little bit too far forward and was going to go maybe for a lateral press. And Julia Hart right now wearing down Sky Blue. Again, the resourcefulness of Sky Blue. We've seen the growth. We've seen the opportunities that Sky Blue has gotten. As we go to full commercial, fuck you, television.
I know, right?
I'll say it again. Fuck you, television. Anyway, again, we talk about the women's division, though, in AEW. What's the thing we say about the AEW women's division? The potential is there. but they don't have enough depth, or they don't show enough depth in the weekly product.
Yes.
There is
They
more
don't
depth
show it.
Yeah, there's more depth shown in Ring of Honor than there is in AEW, and they need to fix that. Now, Collision is actually trying to bring more of that out, and I think that does help, but they still need to do more with the flagship show of this company, and that's Dynamite.
Yeah, and I wonder if the showing the depth of the women's division on Collision was something that CM Punk was trying to start, considering that for all intents and purposes, Collision was supposed to be a Punk project, with Punk picked talent. Granted,
Right.
we all know Phil Brooks isn't there anymore, but I wonder if that's something that he tried to start, and then with his release, they've just kind of kept it going because they realized that they don't really have the grounds for the women's division on pretty much any other show.
I mean, Rampage has been a center stage for the women's division when it comes to tag feuds and also tournaments. Up and around, spinning like a needle on a record. Catches with a kick. Sky Blue, deep hook on the leg. Cover two. Ooh. And let the taste of her mouth, too, as we are back, folks, here on AEW Rampage Grand Slam. Singles action in the women's division. Julia Hart versus Sky Blue.
And everybody in the chat room watching, if you're enjoying the presentation, if you think we are amazing, show your love in Super Chat. It's as simple as that. You want to direct the conversation away from the match on screen, have us discuss what you would like us to talk about? Super Chat. It's as simple as that. Go ahead, Noah.
No, you're perfectly fine. Thank you for that disclaimer. And again, we appreciate everybody across all channels and platforms here on Jim Bennett Brothers BS. We do this for all the biggest shows and all things wrestling. Shout out to the AEW family on the Twitter. I still call it Twitter. Always will, always have. Julia Hart right now might be looking at suplex. Sky Blue, both women up in the corner. Well and away. Forearms, though. Whoa, whoa. Julia Hart almost losing her grip. And coming back up, hooking Sky Blue. Got her hooked. Oh! Spider suplex. Superplex. And look at Julia Hart hanging from the spider suplex position.
She looks very comfortable there.
Yeah, nice movesaw fall up there, too. Also comfortable. Lateral press, too. And again, a 2 count. It's a good game bout by both of these women here. That was shades of Mercedes Martinez there, who is well known for using the German suplex for that position. And might be looking to hook Sky Blue for Heartless. Sky Blue reverses, though. Hook on the leg. Make a crucifix cover. Oof. Near fall for near fall. Change the body position. And might be looking for Skyfall. The full Nelson into the sidewind DDT. Julia Hart able to scout it. Ooh, took her out the knee. Julia Hart. Oh, clubbing shot to the back of the head. And it might only be one thing left to do for the house always wins. Trapped in Heartless. There is no mercy in that hold. Sky Blue forced to tap out. Julia Hart wins.
Wow. Unexpected.
Damn. Julia Hart continues her winning ways in AEW, and we saw firsthand she has her eyes set on Chris Statlander and the TBS Championship. Oh, wait a minute. Come on. It's unnecessary now. Back in the stretch, just wrenching away Sky Blue's neck. This is a message. This is a statement to the entire AEW women's division, okay? But again, what do you have to prove? It's unnecessary. Wait a second. Hey, let's boogie. It's Willow time! And immediately Julia Hart takes her leave. Again, the work is done, and she is not who she seeks. Again, Willow and Nightingale come to the aid of Sky Blue. Willow and Sky Blue still undefeated as a tag team here in AEW. Longtime friends, mutual respect with these two. Formerly faced off against each other in Ring of Honor. Willow Nightingale, of course, previous challenger to Athena's Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. Well, that was a good bout, though. Good stuff by Sky Blue and Julia Hart, but now Willow Nightingale part of the picture. I wonder if Julia Hart is going to square up against the Babe with the power bomb sooner rather than later. I wouldn't mind seeing that encounter.
Definitely would be a good one.
Yeah, speaking of good ones, look at that encounter for tomorrow. First time ever, JJ. It is Switchblade Jay White versus Andrade El Idolo.
Well, while we go backstage to the Bullet Club Gold, we do have a super chat from Josh Mansfield, $2. Thank you very much. says, let's talk about how much fun our duet will be, Noah.
I'm gonna pull out my get out of jail free card on that and focus on Bullet Club Gold and say, shut up, guns up.
Damn. You know, I have been privy for quite a while to the song that Josh is going to be super chatting for you to sing with him for Disney karaoke. And all I've got to say is this is going to be very entertaining.
Yeah, for everybody but me. But I know it's going to be entertaining for me, seeing how Andrade El Idolo breathes with the Switchblade, who, might I add, Switchblade Jay White is still undefeated, unpinned, unsubmitted since coming to AEW. And Andrade El Idolo and Switchblade Jay White have never faced each other, ever. Tranquilo. This Bullet Club Gold stuff is ridiculous, and I love it. Bang Bang Gang on full display. But again, that's tomorrow.
All I can say, Noah, is in just under 2 months, you will see the light.
Yeah, right. I will stand by the House of Black and sit in the dark, for the house always wins. Although I do wonder if the homecoming boy, after a year and some odd days, born nasty, but also born new again. 14-month absence, JJ. Mike Santana is back in AEW.
And we got another $2 super chat from Josh over on my side of things this time.
There you go.
Scissor Me Matty Ass shirts coming soon.
Oh, God.
Heck yes.
Well, as we look ahead what Mike Santana could be doing, one half of the Iron Savages and Bronson takes him on in his return. Now Mike Santana, with intent on singles gold when you fought that Proud Power, should be former AEW Tag Team Champions. Never got the chance, even though the guy win on the Young Bucks on pay-per-view. Still, the Young Bucks will be in our main event tonight, alongside him and that Page, as the Hum Bucks look to take the Mogul Embassy's Ring of Honor 6-man Tag Team Championships. And that's still to come tonight. Double tie, kicking things off here with this contest.
You got to figure this will probably be a very quick, over and done scenario, Noah. You figure they didn't even announce Bronson to be in this match. We just knew Mike Santana was going to be in action. And with a little over 20 minutes left in the broadcast, assuming they don't do some overage, we've still got the main event this evening. So I don't see this going past like 5 minutes tops.
Well, that just goes to Bronson to try and prove us wrong here. So pressure's on him. And of course, we also talk about Andrade El Idolo. We talk about Mike Santana. We talk about Mercedes Martinez. As we know today, it is National Hispanic Month. So celebrations to everybody out there, all my Latino and Latinas. God bless you. And muchas gracias. Oh! Shout out to, of course, Sienna Chanel, who works at South Bay Championship Wrestling. Great friend. Please follow her at Chanel, of course, Chanel. Ooh, nice roll through. Oh! Nice roll through with the cutter. The reversal roll through into the cutter. Ace Crunch, ready to call it. Discus clothesline. And Bronson goes down, but goes to the outside. Again, we talk about Mike Santana, talk about former running mate problem for our team. We talk about the OGs, talk about the time in LAX and Impact Wrestling. He is a student of the game, JJ.
Yep, suicide dive to the outside, taking Bronson back down. Santana firmly in control. Bronson covering his mouth, maybe made him bleed a little bit there from the mouth. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, maybe chipped a tooth. I mean, again, that clothesline was flush. Mike Santana in the driver's seat, looking to follow up. Whoa! What a cannonball in the corner. Got full length on that. Santana, to your point, looking to finish it. Double underhook. What is this? Up on the shoulder. Damn. Mike Santana, up and down goes Bronson, and Mike Santana with the win.
Almost like Alexander's C4 spike there.
Yeah, except instead of bringing him down his head, he brought him down full-on flat body from the shoulder position. But so far, Mike Santana, after 14 months of absence, they say the worst thing a competitor can have is ring rust.
Definitely didn't see any there.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a second. Former tag team partner Ortiz and Santina, a man not of many words. I got one of us going for Ortiz mind. Didn't even think about that. Again, these men, they've been literally brothers. Well, this just got a whole new level of intense. I almost wonder if there's going to be a fallout or there's mutual respect with these two, with this choice. Does that mean Ortiz is going to go solo? That was an interesting interaction there on the ramp. As more Grand Slams to come, our main event is up next, as well as the rundown. That's going to probably kill my voice. And again, Josh, appreciate you as always. Appreciate the love and support, man. And again, we always appreciate everybody that tunes in. Raymond, answer your question. Tranquilo. It's a state of mind. It is a form that just pisses off everybody. It is a sense of control that you truly feel like nothing can rattle you, can alter you, can throw you off your game. And people like Andrade El Idolo, Rush, Tetsuya Naito live tranquilo. Anyway.
There you go.
And I definitely am going to try my best to be tranquilo on that night, but I'm not going to promise any shit.
Nope. And really quickly, while we have probably our last full commercial break to try to save us from doing a mouthful of shills at the end of the broadcast, I'm going to run really quickly the Friends of the Multiverse of Media promo. And you can see where you can follow Noah, myself, James Hebert, Josh Mansfield in the chat room, and all the rest of the friends of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media.
Hey. All right, give me a pop.
There you go, everyone. That is where you can follow all the friends of the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media.
Forever we are, Kristen, as Dattila put it, the Multiverse Bunch. And I'm sure Jeff's going to have some weird Brady Bunch intro as part of our year-end package of how this family of 9, 10, 11, at times, in and out, come together in shenanigans and crazy madness every week on out. God. Anyway.
You're very welcome, Josh, although we know that Noah won't appreciate you for Disney Karaoke Night. And, let me put it to you like this. Noah will appreciate you in the fact that you're donating to and supporting the channels here, because he does love the way you guys show some love to myself, Jeff, Greg, etc., those of us that are monetized.
I'm a man of the people.
He will not appreciate you, though, for what you're going to make him do. I think that's fair, Noah, correct?
That is, as Jeff would say, accurate. Doing well, Matt. Good to see you. Oh, Lord.
I understand that reference, Josh. I don't know if Noah does.
As we're on a full commercial break right now, we just get a moment to breathe ahead of the rundown of the next week of All Elite content and our main event.
Which, granted, next week we will not be doing watch-alongs for AEW content. We're only doing it this week because of it being Grand Slam.
And speaking of Grand Slam, we are coming back now, preparing for our main event. As Mark Henry talks about the unstoppable force of the Mogul Embassy defending the Ring of Honor Six-Man Tag Team Championships against the Humbucks, who, as Bullet Club, are former Ring of Honor Six-Man Tag Champions. That being said, it's time for the main event, and here I go. As again, folks, there is a lot to come. Tomorrow night Collision, the TNT Championship is on the line. The self-proclaimed face of TNT, Christian Cage, and the true champion Luchasaurus defend the go against Darby Allin. Triple threat action. Can Darby Allin finally shut Christian Cage up and seize the prize? First time ever singles encounter. Will you breed with the Switchblade or breed Tranquilo? Jay White goes one-on-one with Andrade Igalo. FTW champion Hook teams alongside RVD to take on Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Edge. After the altercation earlier tonight, it will be Will Nangle going one-on-one with Julia Hart. And they'll continue to escalate to challenge all young teams. The Workhorsemen challenge FTR for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Texas death match between Absolute Mickey Starks and Bryan Danielson to come as well. And on Wednesday, we put pen to paper as Heyman and Page and Swerve Strickland make their match official. Contract signed with the Elite and the Mogul Embassy, banned from ringside. I expect a very combustible verbal confrontation. As we know, it is official for Wrestle Dream. As for the first time ever, one-on-one, it will be Swerve Strickland taking on Heyman Adam Page. Do you go with cowboy shit, or do you still stay in whose house? Swerve's house. If FTR still retains the AEW Tag Team Championships tomorrow, they will defend the gold against Aussie Open. And in the dream match of the best pure technical wrestler on the planet, the American Dragon Bryan Danielson goes one-on-one with the current AEW World Championship Champion, Zack Sabre Jr. But before all that, it is time now for our AEW Rampage Grand Slam main event. Let's go down to Bobby Cruz for the introductions.
And don't forget, Noah also added to Wrestle Dream, although they didn't show an image for it. We've got Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, and Kota Ibushi versus Sammy Guevara, Takeshita, and a mystery opponent.
And I gotta imagine we're going to learn who that is between Wednesday or tomorrow as we carry on with our coverage of tonight with AEW Grand Slam Rampage as the Elite, Heyman Page, and the Young Bucks make their way down the entranceway, looking to claim the Ring of Honor six-man Tag Champions for a fourth time. Apparently, they sold their former team name. I love the freaking graphic people in AEW when it comes to these subtitle headlines. Reminds me of like the silent stop moments of the Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner cartoons.
It reminds me of the Matt Facts when Matt was version 1.
Version. And I wonder, is this the best version we're going to get tonight of the Elite? And is it enough to overcome the seemingly unstoppable Mogul Embassy? And our referee for this contest is Rick Knox. And as I said during the pre-show, if the Mogul Embassy loses, I will sell my duty for free and do the Nana dance because the Bucks will be rolling in the money. Damn it. Again, I just don't think the Mogul Embassy right now can be stopped. And with the added caveat of Swerve Strickland versus Heyman Adam Page, you got to know Swerve's going to make sure he protects his business interest. Again, Swerve merged the freaking Mogul affiliates with the Embassy, with Prince Nana. And right now, the Mogul Embassy, they're in the money. They're in the money. Anyway, speaking of which, here comes the Mogul Embassy.
So just to make sure I got this right, if the Hunbucks win, you will do the Prince Nana dance.
Unfortunately, yes, because that's how much I believe the Mogul Embassy will stay in the money. Again, 286-day reign as champions, JJ.
And Brian, you know what? Page. Just to put your dignity even further on the line, for $20 in super chats, so 10 to Jeff's channel, 10 to my channel, Noah will also do the Daniel Garcia woo.
God bless it, JJ. Why must you always try and double down in a non-game of poker when it comes to my dignity? Damn it!
I'm just trying to make sure you get to do at least one of them tonight, good sir.
I hope I don't do neither. The Mogul Embassy have been the unstoppable juggernaut.
What if you have to do both?
The Ring of Honor six-man tag team division, and it should stay that way. Damn it!
What if you have to do both, though? What if Josh super chats and then the Hunbucks get the belts? And you have to do both of them.
Oh, God.
Josh is already saying that if someone else donates 10, he'll donate the other 10. So we've already got half of it guaranteed.
Oh, God. But Code of Honor here, too. That's what's guaranteed. I know what's also guaranteed here. These six men are going to beat the daylights out of each other. Machine Brian Cage, Toliola, and Bishop Khan, the Gates of Agony. Again, who better? Whoa! We're starting out Fast and Furious here. And again, we'll see what happens. You guys are on a time clock.
Yes, you are. You have until we get to the shills.
And I just want to put this out there, too. Again, I'm going to AEW Collision on October 14th. Let's fucking go. Oh, man, what a rolling elbow, double drop kick.
We may have to make that a watch-along event so that we can do that while you're there.
I mean, it depends on the card, but either way, I'm looking forward to my first Collision because it's going to be a hell of a Saturday night. All right. Oh no, and Bishop Khan's in for a hell of a bad time. Hamming that pitch off the apron. Running shooting star off a draping Bishop Khan. Beautiful sequence by the Hung Bucks. For those that are wondering, the personal opinions that you hear sometimes here on the WWE Media do not reflect the entirety of the entire panel, nor the entirety of the chat. Please know there are deeper connections with the people here. If you want to learn more about that, super chat for that conversation and story time. It's as simple as that. And meanwhile, up and over the top, Canadian Destroyer! Nick Jackson dropped Brian Cage on his head, and Matt Jackson elbow drop. No freaking way. Wait, what time is it? Okay, we're good.
Yeah, it's not over yet.
The Humbucks are in the driver's seat in the early going here.
It can't end yet, Noah. We haven't even seen 22 super kicks yet.
Oh, come on. Don't you think that's an exaggeration? We're on TV time. King not in the chat giving me the Young Buck sneaker knowledge. Oh, God. And say his name, he shall appear. The man himself. Here comes Swerve Strickland.
Whose house?
Swerve's house. And no Prince Nana, though. That's interesting. Oh, wait, he's already at ringside. The people are literally doing the dance in the audience. Oh, I do not want to do that. I do not want to do that. Please. Please, Monk MC, do not lose. Please. How is Prince Nana over? How the fuck is Prince Nana over in 2023 dancing like a loon? How is this possible? Him and that page distracted, though, going to Swerve. And he's jumping at ringside. There's too much madness. There's too many shenanigans in this main event. Damn it.
Of course there are, because it's a Young Bucks match. It's going to be over.
What a powerbomb cover. 2, I'm safe. Oh, damn it. And Heyman coming back in the last 12 seconds to break it up. Dadgummit. Again, it's just the trio's offense. That freaking throw in the powerbomb. That has been a finisher. Oh, God.
The strength of Brian Cage.
But again, who better with the deadlift German from the outside in? And right now, Matt Jackson grabbing the back of his neck, isolated with the Mogul Embassy. Oof, and took the base out from underneath him. Backstabber. Oh! Nice teamwork there with the twisting elbow drop there. Ring of Honor, 6-man tag champs are on the line. This is our main event. We'll be back with you folks here. Wrestling Quality, picture-in-picture, champions in control. And Swerve has made his presence known.
As he do. So once again, everybody, for $20 in donations before the end of the match here, 10 to my channel, 10 to Jeff's channel. Josh is already volunteering to do half. But for $20 in donations, Noah Foster will do Daniel Garcia's Woo Dance.
Never.
If the Humbucks win the belts,
please don't.
He will do Prince Nana's dance as well.
Oh, God. Again, with all due respect, I think that the freaking Mogul Embassy are perfectly in control of the Ring of Honor 6-man division. And the Elite are more so a presence felt on AEW. I don't think they need this Ring of Honor accolade. I just don't. And right now, driving the knee, Matt Jackson needs a tag very urgently.
Well, something else to consider, Noah, and this is something that just came into my head, but if they are negotiating a deal with Max, which is something that I've been hearing about more and more, and moving to 12 pay-per-views, streaming through the Max app, what does that mean for Ring of Honor? Does Ring of Honor come with a package? And if so, then you may want somebody with the name recognition of Hangman Adam Page, of the Young Bucks, of the Elite, to help seal that deal and make it a little bit more financially beneficial.
I can understand that, but at the end of the day, I still think that's also to whether or not Warner Bros. Will ever want Ring of Honor on their platform. There's a reason why Warner Bros. Discovery is not really associating themselves in a capacity with the Ring of Honor platform. That's why Honor Club is still its own separate entity. For Honor Club to merge with Warner Bros. Discovery, that'd be a very heavy undertaking that I think involves more parties than just Tony Khan and the freaking networks.
I don't know. Tony Khan owns the library.
True. It wouldn't be a bad idea. It's a more content library, but also it also comes down to, okay, does this meet our regulations, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think they're as freaking, heavily censored as Peacock is, based on USA Network standards, which again, PG. Bleh. But anyway, I wouldn't rule it out, but I do think in some capacity you do need both AEW and Ring of Honor under one umbrella to further both companies in the long haul. And Brian Cage with the lateral press, the cover, kick out at 2. And again, I said it once, I'll say it again. Everything but WWE is going to change for sure, drastically in 2024. Mark my words. And I'm not talking about I'm not talking about, networks particularly. I'm talking about talent. I'm talking about showcasing. Oh my God, Jesus. Nick was sent flying into that entranceway. I'm talking about literally the presentation, all right? I'm expecting big, big changes in 2024 for the wrestling industry.
Oh, I definitely see big things changing for the business all around, too.
And so far, there's one super kick, Raymond. I just saw the first super kick, so you're good, bro. As we're still on Restaurant Quality Picture in Picture, the longest commercial break so far tonight. Gotta get those advertisers. Again, I hate television. And Brian Cage right now, I don't know if he necessarily hates the humbugs, but he probably hates the fact that right now they're trying to take the titles from them. It's that champion mentality. You got that cloak of invincibility, but you also have the whole procession is 9 tenths the law thing. You get the bigger winner's purse. You get the money. You get more of the fame and glory and the booking if you're the champion. Just saying.
And we're back. Probably was our last commercial of the evening.
That match just flew off the top rope. And again, folks, this is our main event, AEW Rampage Grand Slam. Bring up our 6-man tag team championships. The Humbucks taking on the Mogul Embassy, Brian Cage, Toa Leola, and Bishop Khan, Prince Nas Price, sweating bullets. I can't tell Swerve. Again, Swerve is always a guy that just is always thinking. He's like no face. He like gives you no like real expression. Whoa! Heyman lands on his feet. How about no expression? Landing on his feet out of that German suplex attempt by Brian Cage. Of course, we recently saw Cage versus Page 3 unfold on AEW Dynamite, and Page got the better of the machine once again. On the top rope, catches him with the moonsault cover, deep hook of the leg, 2-2 champion. Ooh. And Heyman and Page is such a unique athlete, the explosive physical nature, and yet the agility of the cowboy. Of course, we saw most recently, oh God! The Young Bucks come to Heyman's aid after the Mogul Embassy looked to attack him 3-on-1. Alabama Slammer, cover 2, no! He wasn't able to get the shoulders covered there, JJ. Brian Cage was able to put his full weight on Heyman's shoulders.
And that's crazy when you think about the size of Cage, that he wasn't able to get all his weight down. Like you said, Swerve Strickland's just still standing there on the ramp observing everything. Ooh, that chop.
And one of the heaviest hands in the business. Again, Wrestle Dream is 1 week from Sunday, live on pay-per-view from Seattle. And that card is still being built as we speak. Makes you wonder if either of these teams will be involved there. Meanwhile, Brian Cage, take it over! Beautiful Karana. And there's a super kick party. The super kick party is officially underway. King, I want the sneaker knowledge when you can give it to me, please. Until he refuses to go down, he's another double super kick. Driven to the outside of the ring. Still lands on his feet. And now, Bishop Kong. Are they going for the Meltzer driver? And Matt Jackson's back. Again, Matt Jackson's back gave out. Now Heyman looking to set him up. And Heyman with the assist. Got him cooked. Brian Cage, though, catches Nick Jackson. Dear God, the strength. And up in the shoulders, all 3 men right now. Look at this, JJ. Fireman's carry. God!
Oof.
Triple facebusters. Cover. 2, never take. No!
Just a friendly reminder to the people in the chat room, if you want to dictate the conversation away from the match at hand, it's going to take a super chat. Simple as that.
And super chat, particularly at Cassidy 18 Studios. And give it a super sticker. Show us some love, if you will. Appreciate you as always. Again, this is our main event. And right now, they are teaming up against the Hangman, isolating him. You see all 3 men going after him. Picking a vulnerable target. And the legal man, by the way. And now we got the foot. What the hell is this? Whoa!
Jesus, what a triple team maneuver there.
Triple offense, like you said, and broken up with a super kick to the side of the head.
There's another super kick.
I've counted 8 so far. Where's the super kick counter? They need to do that in AEW, in my opinion. I think they should do that. And meanwhile, I might be looking again to toss him off. Whoa, Nick lands on his feet though. Super kick, super kick.
Super kick.
Wait for it.
There's 3 more.
And there's 2 clotheslines for your trouble. And Heyman
And a
Page.
partridge in a pear tree.
Buckshot Larry Bang! Whoa, went for the discus. And Heyman hooks Brian Cage up. Uh-oh. Jedi! What about the ring and Heyman a cover? 2! No!
Wow,
Whoa.
Brian Cage able to kick out of that. Surprising.
Unbelievable wherewithal and resilience being demonstrated by both champions and challengers here. And you see Swerve slowly making his way to the ring, JJ.
Josh, are you trying to put people in the hospital for alcohol poisoning?
And up and over, Buckshot again. Brian Cage does swerve there with him face to face. He's a discus clothesline from hell! What a lariat though! And Brian Cage looking to finish him as Mortal Kombat 1 just came out. Roll call, wait, counter, roll through, stand out, cover 2. Got him! What?
The Hunbucks just won the Reign of Honor 6-man tag team championship. You know what that means, Noah. You know what that means. Noah Foster is going to have to do the Prince Nana dance.
New Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions crowned tonight in the main event of Multiverse Stadium, the Rampage Grand Slam. Heyman, Adam Page, and Nick Jackson now 4-time Ring of Honor tag team 6-man champions. The Humbucks with success, being the most dominant trio in Ring of Honor history. I didn't think they could pull it out. I didn't think they were going to pull it out. I thought they were going to see if Prince Nana was going to stay in the money. And yet Swerve doesn't even look worried. Again, what's going through Swerve's mind? Either way, history made. Congratulations to Heyman and Page, Magic Jackson, the Young Bucks, New Ring of Honor 6-man tag team champions. Again, Swerve says, if Heyman is so content, I will take your spot. Heyman showed anything but contentment tonight. He showed the resolve of a champion, and he got the job done. Again, who will get the job done tomorrow night in AEW Collision on TNT as Absolute Making Stars goes one-on-one with American Dragon, Brian Dales in Texas Deathmatch for the Grand Slam Renegade, JJ Williams. I am the simple man, embarrassed. Noah Foster. We'll see you next time because you're Multiverse of Media. Thank you for tuning into our coverage of AEW Rampage Grand Slam. AEW is the home of professional wrestling. Damn it.
So, Noah, some people in the chat room are asking, do you have to do it now? Or are you going to do it when we come on the air for open mic night tomorrow?
What does the people want?
That's right. We got to give the people what they want. So for the 10 people watching us right now, do you want Noah to do it now? Or would you rather him do it when we come on the air tomorrow night for open mic night? The choice is yours, as Black Sheep used to say.
Fuck!
And remember, for $20 before we get done with the shows, Noah would also have to do the Daniel Garcia woo.
Please stop. Please. I've already lost enough tonight. Damn it. God bless it. I'm not in the money. I'm not in a good place. I'm not in a good shape. I'm not in a good state of mind. God.
Josh is the only one that said something so far, and he says he has no preference. So I'm going to start running through a couple of these shows real quick. Not going to do a whole lot. Just going to run through a couple of these, like I said, very quickly so that we can get out of here. And if nobody is saying anything, then we'll just do it when we come on the air tomorrow.
All right. Fuck.
Damn, I don't even see the general open mic night graphic in here.
Bots!
Well, no, because I'm not the only one. I'm on Jeff's account, so sometimes he has to get rid of stuff. So
I mean, you only can hold it to 100 things, as you know, and that's overall. I'll be freaking damn. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Fuck shit! Damn it! Damn it!
Josh makes a good point. He says, "Do it now, since there's so much tomorrow." And Raymond chimed in and said, "Do it now too." So,
fuck.
Considering that 25% of the room is now saying to do it now, we will give you the solo shot, good sir.
I hate myself. I hate myself. I hate Prince Nana. I hate the Mogul Embassy, and I hate all of you. Fuck.
Just remember, nobody forced you into this bet.
I was so confident. I was so damn confident.
You know what? I was confident about Cody Rhodes at Madison Square Garden too, but now I have to believe in Joe Hendry.
Well, yeah, Joya's freaking dying on me, so fuck everything. Nothing matters. God. Fucking hell. Fine. I hate. Oh, God. How this thing go? Oh, Jesus. This is so fucking stupid. That's all you're getting. Fuck off.
If it makes you feel any better, Noah, I completely left the screen so that I could try to find the open mic night graphic, so I didn't even see it.
Stand up and do
that's
it.
That's why you're still on a solo shot right now.
All right.
Because I'm away from that. There's the graphic I'm looking for.
Okay, good. I ain't standing up for shit.
But trust and believe, I will go back, I will rewind that, and I will watch that. And I will be clipping it.
Fuck!
Josh says, "We love you, Noah."
Yeah.
Really quickly, the two things that I do want to shill. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night for the Saturday night shenanigans that are open mic night. As I touched on earlier, there's a lot to discuss. We're going to be discussing all the releases out of WWE over the last 36 hours, which now includes Matt Riddle, in addition to Shelton Benjamin, Dolph Ziggler, Mustafa Ali, Emma, and others. And then make sure you guys tune in 1 week from this evening, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern, as we simply predict WWE NXT No Mercy. And again, we've been talking about how WWE wanted to make this a third brand. Becky Lynch is the NXT Women's Championship holder, going to be defending against Tiffany Stratton. Dominic Mysterio is the North American champion. We don't know who he's going to defend against now that Mustafa Ali has been released. You've got Baron Corbin down there about to have a banner of a match against Bronathan Breakker. And then, of course, the main event, Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov for the NXT Championship.
Mm-hmm. And there will be no
and
mercy.
Whatever else will be added this coming week in addition to all of that. But you figure, again, Baron Corbin, Dominic Mysterio, Becky Lynch, all adding some serious name value to the NXT roster, going back to that potential of turning it into a third brand.
Yeah, this whole idea for a brand still is just like, no, it shouldn't be. It's developmental for a reason. Just saying. But you know what? We'll see what happens. It looks interesting on paper. Again, we will see what happens. And then I appreciate Daniel. God,
he's gonna try. But just remember, Daniel, as much as you want to save Noah that night, there's a lot of people like Josh here who are going to be looking to single him out and pay the additional funds to pick Noah's poison and not even put it up for the random spin of the wheel. Plus, my daughter is going to be part of that show, singing the Disney songs with us.
Great. I get to embarrass myself in front of a teenager. Yeah, great. From the highs of highs to the lowest of lows. That's my life!
There you go. And then, of course, not that you guys are going to see it anytime soon, but Noah and I are going to be stepping in the studio tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific, to begin our journey on the road to 40. As Noah and I will be doing retro call watch-alongs that'll begin airing on February 23rd, daily, leading up to WrestleMania 40.
We are fucking crazy.
And in addition to those, which will be broadcast across the greater multiverse of media, each show I'm going to find one match that I feel is the match of the WrestleMania, clip it, and that match call will be in the members only section.
Nice.
And I may start releasing those a little bit sooner, kind of as a teaser to my subscribers. Be like, so here's this match. Make sure you watch the rest of it when those drop.
Hey, all I know is I know one WrestleMania that I know truly for me was a one match show, and I cannot wait to get to that one.
Which one is that?
Oh, you'll see.
Well, and I've also been asked by the man whose name is not on the marquee tonight, but generally is Jeff Meacham. He will be joining the team, making it a 3-man booth for WrestleMania 2000, WrestleMania 24, and WrestleMania 39, the
Nice.
3 manias that he has been at.
Nice. I like it.
I'm already your color guy, but I was at Mania 21, so I'll be able to provide extra insight on that one. It should be a really fun journey, even though we're probably going to kill ourselves doing it all.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're in the journey. Do. We're fucking stupid.
So,
God.
thank you, everybody. The 11 people still watching us that tuned in across the multiverse of media this evening to join our coverage of Rampage Grand Slam. We appreciate each and every one of you guys from the bottom of our heart. It sounds hokey, and we say it all the time, but we do sincerely mean it. It is because of fans like you who tune in on a regular basis, keep the chat room alive, super chat us, and show your love and support that way, that are the reason why we continue to bring these broadcasts to you, whether it is my NXT and not his NXT, whether it is Impact Wrestling, All Elite Wrestling, WWE, whether it's the occasional New Japan or National Wrestling Alliance show.
Ring of Honor.
Yeah, Ring of Honor. We just enjoy doing this for you guys because you all tune in, communicate with us, and participate in the chat room and super chat with us. So thank you all.
Yeah, but again, it's truly what it's all about. At the end of the day, folks, it's not about us, it's about wrestling, and it's all about all of you, and we truly thank you.
Go ahead and take us out of here, good sir.
Well, after that moment of embarrassment, if people want to know more about me, know this. For I am, again, but a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! But I digress. It's only wish to encourage you that there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters. Just fans with opinions for this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too. Treasure your families and just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It is truly as simple as that. And I'm not standing up because I would be off camera, Josh, and no one wants to see that. But again, they're in the money, and we are crazy, but we appreciate all of you. Stay tuned to Open Mic Night tomorrow night. For now, we bid you a fine adieu. This has been AEW, and thanks a lot, friggin' Prince Nana, you dick.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night, folks.